As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Good morning, coffee clubbers. Good morning. Sorry, I had to wait for the coffee to brew. Like literally, this is my first cup of coffee. So you guys get to have your first cup of coffee with me. Good morning, all. As many of you guys know, first day of the rest of my life. The great thing about life is you can wake up the next morning and start it all over again. You can literally wake up and start a whole new, brand new life. So here we go. Good morning. Without further ado, I'm not eating this. My treat. My treat for myself this morning. So, good morning. Good morning. Yes. Everything was successful. Let me see if I can bring this up. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this. I probably should have sent this. You know what? I'll just send it to myself. But it's freaking hilarious. So we got a picture, our last picture as husband and wife. We got our first picture as, freshly divorced. And it was crazy. So there's a lot. And of course, the haters, no less, gave them plenty of clickbait. So, God, you wonder what people do with their life. Like, there's got to be more than just following me around and hating on me. You would think. Going down the line. Good morning, Tammy. First person to respond. Good morning to everyone this morning. Nice to see you. Anissa, glad you're here. Dallas 007. Nice to see you. Molly Brown, good to see you. What else do we got in here? Crystal, Scottish Lash. Good morning. Cotton Candy. Emmy Bear. Good morning to you. Sherry Lynn, Jessica. Sage, nice to see you here this morning. Nice to see you. Pretty and High, nice to see you. Crystal G, Harley's World, Baby Yoda. Betsy, nice to see you in here. Nice to see you. Trisha, good morning, honey. I got your messages. I'll have to call you later. Karen, Frosty Cream. Vicky, Baby Yoda. Did I say good morning to you? Karen, good morning. Judy. ZZT, good morning, my love. Good morning. I already drank the coffee. I'm just getting into it. Oh, my goodness. Vanessa, Amy, good morning. Let's see if I missed anybody. Queen Bish, nice to see you. Carissa, nice to see you. It's been a little minute. Smokahontas. Love the names. Amba. Good morning. Another Crystal. Nice to see you. Sherry, Amalu. Good morning. Good morning, all. We're filling up this morning. So anyways, let me get these. Can I get these pulled up? Let's see if I can send these to myself. We'll see. Hopefully it'll let me send them all at once. And then I'll pull them up. So anyways, had a great time. Happy to be divorced. Happy it's finally over with. Many of you guys know that my husband and I had a lot of problems early on in our marriage. Those died off at the latter part of our marriage, and we lived separately in the same house for over 4.5 years, another year, 5.5 years now. We've been pretty much just friends, just trying to get work our way through. Why is this thing not allowing me to share these things? Okay, select. There we go. Sorry. And of course, one or more attachments. That's all right. You can send what you can, and we'll go from there. All right. All righty. But other than that, and of course, all the hate comes out. It just, it's like, come on, people, find something better to do. Everybody's got to be getting sick and tired of hearing about the same things about me. Right. Right. And then, of course, good morning, Charlotte Ann. Good morning. Maybe I'm just a little, Let's see here. All right. So I got them up. Let me pull them up. I'm up over here. So there we are. Last photo as a married couple. Last photo as a married couple. Last photo. Oh, that's him on his motorcycle. He was leaving. And there we are. Freshly divorced, folks. Freshly divorced. Freshly divorced. I got to say, it was crazy. Listen to this, guys. So we're in this room, right, at the courthouse, getting ready to go get our divorce and whatnot. Now, mind you, nothing was contested. We split ways. We made peace with each other, 5.5 years ago, right? And so we're here, and all of a sudden, another crew comes in. They're like, "Did you guys just get a divorce?" And I'm like, "Yeah, we did." And she's like, "Oh, we did too." So this place that we went was the Loaded Barrel. It's a place that we could have a cocktail and have a slice of pizza, and just say our goodbyes, right? So that's what we did. We said our goodbyes. We went to one other place than this, and I got a video, which I posted on my Facebook, of us at a different place, and we were just joking, and I got him on the record. That's the one thing that didn't send. So I'll have to pull that. I wonder if I can pull that up now. Hold on, let me see if we can pull that up now. Let me pull this back. I don't want to dox myself. They watch intensely. Yeah, and that's what everybody was saying. It's like, I wish like one of the people that were behind the bar was like, I'm going through a divorce and we can't even be in the same room together. And it's like, we went through that years ago, right? We went through that years ago and got over it and moved on from it. So it's like, at this point, we can handle being around each other. I don't aspire to hang out with them because I know it's only a matter of time, but for the most part, it's we just try to stay, in contact, and we didn't stop talking for a full year. I mean, we've only just had the conversation yesterday, and then we had one conversation prior to that about the divorce upcoming, and that was the only time we have spoken to each other in a year. So but people have to realize at one point he was like my best friend. So it's nice to catch up, but we'll leave it at that. Leave that door nice and closed and put a lock on it. Put a lock on it. Let's see if I can get Facebook up. I don't know if I can on this side. Let's see what we can do. Well, let me log in. Is it logged in already? Let's see. It is. Look at that. Okay. Let me pull it up. Let's pull it up. Here it is, folks. Here it is. All the clickbait out there.
We're out, freshly divorced today. Bullhorn Betty and Vince, the ex.
Yeah.
And what is he doing? We're celebrating. We're celebrating the divorce today. It's awesome. It's awesome. So, Vince, tell the world how hard it was to divorce me. It was pretty easy, wasn't it?
Very easy.
Very easy. And do you regret your decision?
All you have to do is agree with her, and you're free.
Bullhorn Betty style, baby. Bullhorn Betty style.
So I know that's going to be picked up by some a-hole and used, but that's okay. That's okay. Let them eat their heart out, right? Without Bullhorn Betty, they would have nothing. So eat your heart out, trolls. Take your clickbait. It is so funny. It is so funny. Some of the stuff people think, and you know what? It's crazy because one of these creators is saying, she says she never. I never said I don't drink. Never said I don't drink. Many of you guys have been here. Why would I be telling you guys months in advance that I'm going to have a celebration cocktail and a slice of pie with my ex when we have our divorce if I don't drink? People are idiots. Anyways, just pure idiots. Yeah, it took a while. I mean, don't get me wrong. There was a lot of problems in our marriage when at the very beginning. It took us a long time to get to this place, and you know, it's just it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm very happy that he's moved on. I'm very happy to see him happy. I know he's happy to see me happy. You know, the friend aspect in us wants to see both of each other do better in life, and you know, he's still struggling. And I was struggling when I was with him. You know, now I've left and things have turned around in my life, and Kitten, you know, I'm happy for it, and I just hope he finds that peace in his life as well. So, without further ado, that is what I did yesterday. We are ultra happy. Andra is officially divorced this morning, and the judge is like, do you need this paper so you can change your name? It's like, I never changed my name to begin with. So I've always stayed Andra Griffin. I will die Andra Griffin. I could be married 1,000 times and I will still be Andra Griffin. That is my name. I do not change that for anyone. That is my identity and who I am. So eat your heart out, haters. Eat your heart out, haters. Oh, and yeah, another thing that was teased. Let's do it again.
Baby, let me tell you something. I'm not clearing nothing up. Feel how you want to feel about me and stand on it. Period.
Amen. Amen. Guys, I got to tell you, I have way too much fun. Way too much fun. Didn't want to get up this morning. I'm just glued to that bed is like a magnet for me anymore. If it wasn't for a friend saying, get your ass up. Go doing work. All right. Let me get a shower. Oh, yes. Let's bring Summer home. Yes, yes, yes. Poor baby. She's a poor baby. And I don't know if that day's going to come. It sucks. It sucks. Boss baby, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Yeah. Happy, joy. Guys, please go out. We got 200 people in the chat right now. Please go out and give me a thumbs up. We are at 40. So let's get that up to at least 100, 125. If you guys don't mind doing me a solid and going out there and giving me a thumbs up. We're going to be going into the Allie interview. Many of you guys know, I know Jonathan has posted it on his page. We all had phones going that day. And as you guys know, we've been kind of going backwards. We were looking into all the original statements that were said by the Wells. Good morning, Jackie. Good morning, Ellie. Yes, back to the single life. Becky, good morning. And, we just been trying to find out the inconsistencies. And it's kind of crazy because when we go back, a lot of us forget, what happened almost a year ago, what was said almost a year ago. And while a lot of us remember bits and pieces of it, we don't remember everything. Carissa, he is doing an appeals process with his account. There's a lot that goes into that. It wasn't what people think it was, but yes, his account has been suspended. I talked to him about the appeals process and everything like that. And he said he's going through it, but he doesn't know, even if he gets that account back, if he will ever utilize Twitter or the Twitter platform, because he could go and open a new account right now, and he hasn't. He has chose not to. And it's because of it's his business. I don't want to get into it. That's for him to tell everybody. But either way, it had, there was a lot of rumors that went around as to why his account was removed. And to be honest with you, they're all untrue. They are all untrue. So Yeah. Good morning, Jessica. Nice to see you. So, long story short, we've just been going through all the stuff, and we're finding and listening to the inconsistencies now. Now that we're coming full circle, and we have the statements made back here, we're comparing them to the statements that were made at the beginning, and there are some pretty glaring issues with the statements. Things, it's complicated. It's nice to see you. Good morning. And so, we want to know what is going on here. And I think the bigger question is why have these parents not been charged with crimes unrelated to the disappearance of their daughter? There are many. There are so many. And it's very frustrating to keep seeing, such as, Don is in jail, but he's not in jail for the endangerment, the abuse, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, things of that nature. Oh yeah. He's pretty big. Whenever I'm out there, I get interviewed as well. Yeah, he's very political, very patriotic, and he literally goes everywhere. And it's funny because this stuff costs money. Yet everybody wants to say nobody has a job. Nobody has a job. It's like hilarious. People, quit acting like you know us. Please. You don't. And just right when you think you do, we show you know nothing. But keep spreading the hate. I feel sorry for the kids, man. If their parents act this foolish and childish, makes you wonder what the kids are going to be like when they grow up, huh? Anyways, getting on. So we have the Ally interview that we're going to, that's going to come up and we're going to discuss. And it goes into a lot. Guys, I'm telling you, this is when I first asked her, if she thought Hunter and Candace had an inappropriate relationship. It upset her. But you're going to be surprised with what you hear. I know you guys have probably heard it previously, but we're going to take a look at it and take a deep dive into it today. Jonathan's everywhere. Jonathan's everywhere. It's funny. The more notable you become, the more you get attacked. So if you're not getting attacked, you're probably not very notable. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Yeah. Funny. I keep trying to tell him to go live. He doesn't really go live very much. And yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Anissa, I just got your text. And yeah, I just they were held back, and I just released those. They were a couple lives. So if you guys didn't notice that a couple lives just went, my live yesterday and the day before just became public again. So if you guys have not had an opportunity to watch them, please do. Anissa's asking, why is JE 4306 being timed out? Guys, we don't time anybody out here unless they are being rude or dogging on somebody. We can take criticism. We're not timing anybody out unless there is, substantial issues with their comments. If they're being just absolutely disgusting in their comments, they're being absolutely horrific, horrible. If they're just speaking and speaking their mind, and it's done in a respectable manner, whether we like it or not, we're going to keep them and keep their comments in here. So just FYI to all the mods, we're not blocking or timing people out unless they are just really out of control. And so far, our chat has been, outside of one or two coming in here, our chat is pretty easygoing. We don't, so if anybody's timing people out, let's stop unless they have, unless they call me names, call another creator names. If I call a creator names, it's okay because it's my channel. but we don't want the chat doing it. What I do, I take the responsibility of doing what I do. So just please, 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 let's not be timing people out unless unless they just have no choice. You have no choice but to time them out. If they're just being out of control, time them out. If they're out of control again, boot them. So good morning all. Good morning all. So just FYI, if anybody's doing that, let's chill with the timeout button. I know. I'd like to time out a few people myself. I'd like to time out a few people myself. So it is what it is. It is what it is. We're going to have some hate in here, and we're going to have some trolls, and it's so funny. Like when trolls, oh, and she gets so mad. I don't get mad. I get frustrated sometimes, but when have you guys actually seen me mad? Give me a break. Give me a break. I think these idiots are just what they are, idiots. And it's worrisome to me that they can reproduce. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Haven't even gotten started. This morning. All right, there we go. All right. Well, good morning, all. So let's go ahead and jump into Allie's interview. I got to pull it up. I wasn't quite ready this morning because I'm running late. As is the rest of this week. Moonflower, it's nice to see you. They would have to have a court hearing on that to sever their rights fully. If that did happen, I don't know if, that's all sealed in family records. I mean, heck, even my divorce, no children involved, right? It's sealed. You can't access any of those documents from the internet. I was trying to pull up the letter to make sure I had the right courtroom. And thank goodness I took a picture of the letter, because I ended up having to go through my pictures to make sure I was in the right courtroom. I didn't want to have, because the way our courts are, is like they made this brand new, beautiful courthouse and building, but all the administration is in the old historic courthouse. So I was in the one. I didn't want to have to walk out of the one and go into the other to find out what courtroom I had to go into, because they got no one there to help you in the new courtroom. You got to go over to the old courthouse to get any information. So it's crazy. So I didn't want to do that. Good morning, Kay. Nice to see you. Good morning, Cotton Candy. Nice to see you. It's all good. Nice to see you. And Jennifer as well. Thank you for being here. And so I opted not to, I went through my photos and realized I needed to be in courtroom 3E. So, but I'm telling you, it's odd there. It's odd there. But even my court documents, because it's in family court, were sealed. You can't get them. So I doubt we're going to be able to determine whether they're, outside of rumors and people talking, unless it comes out of their mouth. We're never really going to know 100% whether their parental rights have been terminated. If they were terminated, kudos to the courts, but I have to say that Candace didn't do anything to try to get her children back at all. What did she do? She sat on the top of a mountain with a bunch of people that went to jail previously and stayed there and drank and partied with them. She's never coordinated one search party for her daughter. She's never done anything to try to get her children back. She's never gone to the parental classes, and people are like, well, how do you know that? It's because people in her town reach out to us and send us messages and tell us, we don't ask for this information. It's given to us. And when they don't leave, or they go to a Walgreens, or they go to a Family Dollar, and people say they were out, they were out. But none of that required her going to a parental class. So it's like, thank you, JR. Thank you. That's okay. We addressed it. Let me know if any more happens. So, it is what it is. Yeah. Somebody said it was probably an accident, JR. So let me pull up this interview that we had with them, if I can find it. I should have had it already plugged up, but I didn't. So you guys are just going to have to bear with me. Today's going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those days. I hope I can find it. That'd be kind of stupid if I have a thumbnail saying, hey, we're going to go over here. And I never go over it. Oh. Let's see. I know it's got to be in here somewhere. I had it. I have an Ally file. I might have an Ally file. It might be an Ally's file. There we go. There it is. Okay, we got it. Get that geared up, and then we'll go through that and talk about that. This is a long one, so we're going to be here for a little minute. I wish I could blow it up bigger, but I can't. Or maybe I can. I just don't know how.
Hi, how are you guys?
It's Alyson.
It's Alyson.
How are
Alyson,
you?
how are you?
That's-
God bless you. How are you?
I'm just mom. How are you?
She's going through a lot.
I bet.
She's going through a lot.
Well, we did talk to Dawn last night. But more importantly, more importantly, I will tell you that we talked to their neighbors.
I don't have nothing good to say about it.
No, actually, they said a lot.
They said a lot.
They said a lot.
Oh my
And
gosh.
one of them said something very upsetting.
Listen, I tried to help the woman. Just, Sherry, just stop. And,
Yeah, you ain't got to worry
come
about
on, you
talking
just
about
shut
how
up. You're
yeah.
dead anyway. I don't
Yeah.
care.
I mean, like,
would you try to help a woman like
Oh.
No. That, no.
Like
That's
not
not
to
what
give the
Don's
kids
saying.
out
That's
to
what
home
people on
guards and shit
the
like
Summer
that.
Wells side is saying. Is that she said that you're really Sherry, that she's really Leslie.
Did you see it?
And then I'm like, no, that's not the case. And you're like, how do you know? Do you know this kind of family? Yeah, that's like over 20 years. Yeah, I know this family.
My kids are attached to dogs.
She watched all the stuff.
My
And
granddaughters
what happened
are
with Christmas Thunder.
animal
Did you
lovers.
enjoy?
Yeah, I'm an animal.
No.
A little crazy because we have a lot of people talking all at once.
Did that?
So
Those two interviews
it's summer.
all the way around.
Candace,
See if
we
it's
get
soft.
summer drugs and alcohol.
I know
Why
alcohol.
did they
I'll
twist
still
it? What do you
go
think?
take
Why?
another
What was their
bottle.
intention?
Did Don
Because they wanted
Hold on.
gave Candace drugs
I
and alcohol?
honestly think that
So in this, I didn't mean to hit that. I got two computers and I hit one instead of the other. So Sherry, which is the grandmother, it's Allie's mom, was expressing that she just that they've watched, they've witnessed. Now there's 3 women here, corroborating evidence, firsthand knowledge, can file an affidavit, can sign it under oath, saying that they've seen these things, and this is another charge. So the parents have been feeding their children alcohol, tipping it out of the bottle. If you guys don't believe it, just listen to it. You can barely hear it, but it's there.
People had twisted that.
So
Those two interviews
it's summer.
all the way around.
Candace,
See if
we
it's
get
soft.
summer drugs and alcohol.
I know
Why
alcohol.
did they
I'll
twist it?
still
What do you
go
think?
take
Why?
another
What was their
bottle.
intention?
You hear that? They tipped him out of the bottle. They know that they give the kids alcohol because they tip them out of the bottle. That means they put the bottle up to their lips and tip it upwards. Yeah.
Did Don,
Because they want to blame Hunter.
Don gave Candace drugs and
I
alcohol.
honestly think that they can
As
just
well.
It freezes just a little bit and then it'll get back up.
it's really basic.
The boys too?
Take one word,
Everything.
switch it around, and make it something
Oh,
completely different.
absolutely.
And I think that that was the case, is that
Your
they
name's
changed
Brian?
one
No.
word out and made it something
Did-
completely
did
different.
Candace was, or, some of us
Sherry, you
sexually
don't
molested
really get
anyway by the family? I mean, because we're hearing rumors. You did. By who? Don?
It's a
No,
battle.
You've been through it. You've been through a lot. I know.
Probably
I
one of
watched
those two
it. I was
Candace.
like,
Wow.
Yeah.
So, do
But
you
he
feel?
said, but this
What
guy
do you
creep
feel happened?
said that he wasn't going to put it on TV or Facebook, and he did. Where she wanted to ask for a piece of candy.
If you signed something saying that he could have, then you could have done
Yeah.
something.
That day.
No, he just said that.
He
wasn't gonna put on- I've heard a lot of negative things about Chris.
Oh, eight
Yeah.
pills.
And then he called my. Then he sent me a text message one night, and it was about 3:00 in the morning. He goes, I came over at 2 a.m. to check on you guys, and you guys weren't home.
Creep. They were sleeping. Stupid
Yep, and then whatchamacallit there, Jeffrey Dunham, he put my son's address out
You
here.
ever see,
No,
That's crazy.
no.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No,
You gotta protect.
I mean, Shirley
people.
Dunham.
I'm Allison's brother.
Oh, they tried to come and
I'm her mother.
Isn't that Hunter?
What's your name?
take Hunter.
Sherry. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah.
They put it out there.
Is Hunter okay?
We'll put it out there.
Can I ask you something? This is gonna probably upset you, and I'm so sorry. I don't mean that's not my intention whatsoever. It really isn't. And I just want to find out, what your thoughts are. I hate even having to ask you this, but with him going to the watering hole with Candace and her giving him alcohol, do you think that she did something with him?
No, not with him. I think her
With
and her mother did something.
You don't think so?
Wait a minute. Candace was actually probably did do something to Hunter.
No, she did not.
Bullshit.
Because the
I
neighbor
Sherry.
is saying that they
There was signs there. I didn't like that.
So as you hear, that's me asking that question, and it was because of a few neighbors when we were in the area at the wells for the first time. Again, our first trip there, even though Benny wanted to blow it out and say we were there to go protest and everything, I don't protest everything. I do fact finding. I make sure that before I ever pull out my bullhorn, that I'm directing my bullhorn at the right party. I just don't go willy-nilly and pull out a bullhorn and start screaming at people, which is what many people would like you to believe. It's not true. A number of other things that aren't true, right? But when we were out there in front of the Wells house, getting, discussing, which you guys got to see on another video that I posted. It was one that I showed that the drive on Ben Hill. That was one of our first trips to Ben Hill Road. And Sherry, Allie's mom, they're all a riot. They're all a riot. They speak their mind, man. When you get them all together, they bring it. They do. They bring it. They tell you exactly what they think, how they feel. There's no holding back on them. There really isn't. And one of the neighbors pulled up to us and said, excuse me, Candace shouldn't even have been around Hunter. And it was the way she said it. And I asked her, I said, do you think that, Candace is this deviant, that preys on children? And she said, absolutely. And this was before we came here. You'll hear me call Allie Kim because this is the first time I met her. And for whatever reason, many of you guys know I'm deaf. So, I thought her name was Kim at first. I know it's Allie now, obviously. Allie and I have a decent relationship back and forth, which I'm very thankful for, because to be honest with you, when we went out there, everybody was attacking this family. Everybody was calling them liars. They were telling people that they're the ones responsible for Summer's disappearance. They put this family through straight hell. And, we were out there, we believe that all these people are yet another Wells victim, right? And so we were giving them the opportunity to clear the air, and we believe them. Okay. With everybody, there's always some truths in everything. There's always, a few things that aren't necessarily lies, but it's their perception. And sometimes perception can be skewed or wrong. So, I would never want to say that they've lied. They've intentionally lied, because I'm telling you, when we were out here, these people were not lying. They didn't have to struggle for words. They didn't have eye pattern blinking issues. They didn't have to pause and think of what they were going to say. This stuff was just rolling out of their mouth, literally just out of their mouth. Guys, there's almost 300 people in this chat. Please go out and give me a thumbs up. Again, this is a lot of work that we did over several months to get all this stuff to you guys. And while some of this stuff has been seen by many of the audience, this is my phone, and I can guarantee nobody has seen it from my phone. And even if they have seen it, we are breaking it down here. We are breaking it down, and we're going to discuss this. It's not just about throwing the video up there. and not discussing it. So here we love Sherry, we love Allie, we love her grandmother, Hunter's great grandmother. They are done with the Wells. They believe that the Wells had something to do with Summer's disappearance, as many folks do, because we did a poll here on the Bullhorn Betty channel under the community tab where we had 1,100 plus people respond to it. And many believe that the parents have been responsible from day one. So, good morning, Dolly. Everybody say hi to Dolly. Dolly's here in attendance now. We can begin. No, just joking.
As it is. I'm the great. No, it's 2/3.
I think they were.
I'm going to say they were too, because she gave them alcohol and shit, and the kid didn't know what was going on, and
because that was the sentiments of the neighbors there, that she was a sexual deviant, and so that's the only reason. I didn't mean to upset you, Kim. I didn't. But that was the reason.
That's me calling her Kim.
oops, my grandson.
We all went, oh my God, like that.
Yeah.
Right at the car. She came right up to me. This is my house.
When she calms down, she'll come back out and talk to us.
I don't think she ever went to plant flowers. I don't know. No one could witness that she was up there planting flowers. I think she suffered a secondhand drowning. When Hunter, everyone's like, it's shallow. There's no way she could have drowned. She could have slipped on a rock.
Even their family is discussing this issue at the water hole. And why are they discussing? Why is this family discussing the issues at the water hole? Because they know that Hunter came back and he was never the same again. From June 15th, when he arrived at home at 2:30 in the afternoon, that boy had never been the same again.
Yeah. It doesn't take long. People think that this is what people think. They think that when somebody goes under, that if they're not under very long, it matters about how much water you get in your lungs, and you can get water in your lungs in seconds.
At best. And what's to say she didn't hit her head?
Yeah.
How long was she under before Hunter realized that she was underwater?
Yeah.
Well, then Candace.
Yeah.
I very much believe that these children were unsupervised. In lots of places. We're also told by the same neighbor that these children got a bath maybe once a week.
They're going to go over their bathing habits here. It's quite appalling. And again, this is witness testimony. This is stuff that can be used in a court of law to prosecute the parents, Don Wells and Candace Bly, for crimes against their children. And yet again, they are still able to run amok without facing any consequences for their actions against their children. And we're not talking about just Summer. Summer was one out of 4 children. 1 out of 4 children. And for your answer, Sherry is Allie's mom, i.e., Hunter's grandmother. The lady right there that you're seeing the older lady that you're seeing on the screen right now is Hunter's great grandmother. That is Sherry's mother. That's Allie's grandmother. So just to clarify, but listen to how these children, this is the bathing habits. This is going to turn some people's stomach.
Lucky, and the father would take the little girl in the shower and run her downstairs to go to sleep one night naked, no diaper, no nothing.
That's ridiculous. Like, Ryan won't even give Addie a bath. Like, too many things can be said anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, my daughter's father won't even give her a bath because,
but when I was that's what I tell people. When I was growing up, nobody thought anything of it. But with all this,
it was a rarity. It was nuisance.
Yeah.
Now, if you go a day without hearing it, it's news.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Can somebody go get Kim and just tell her I'm sorry? I wasn't trying. I don't think she was out at it. She was at her mom. Yeah. I just would like to get some other questions.
Are people coming to harass you? Or no?
No, but they say they do it to her on her phone.
Oh, that's not fair.
She was at a football game watching her daughter cheerlead with her daughter's boyfriend, and somebody took a picture of her and posted on Facebook like she can't be happy that her daughter is cheerleading.
Right.
Like she's supposed to say inside that like somebody.
But she has nothing to do with this. She's
Hunter's mom.
But this whole situation, you guys are still victims of this. This is not, you know what I'm saying? You're not.
She's Hunter's mom. That's enough for people have such a simple mindset.
Yeah.
People think that Hunter did something. Hunter saved her little girl.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My question is, and I just want to know who's seen her plant flowers with her mom and her grandmother.
Right. But I find it odd. I personally find it odd that they constantly go to that flower bed to justify why that was there, and it just kind of gives me the EBGBs about it. Yeah. Would you mind going and getting Kim so we can just? Oh, is her name Allie?
Yeah.
Sorry, Allie. I don't know what did I call her, Kim? I'm sorry. Thank you.
We saw it.
He put on a picture of.
And she didn't leave because of us. She left because of her mother.
Somebody said that's a lie. That's a lie.
That place, her bedroom looked like a dungeon. Looked like an absolute dungeon.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to upset you. I really didn't.
The case, you didn't upset her, and the case kind of just gets her.
Oh, I can only imagine.
But you have to understand, like many people know about that, Allie, and it's not Hunter's fault.
No. And Allie, you guys are victims too.
Allie,
I just want you to know that you guys are victims of this nonsense too, and you don't deserve what's going on.
You know,
at
I
all.
know she's mad at me.
I'm Molly Politely, and I have one of the biggest voices in the YouTube community. If there's anything that you want to say, please say it. Just say it now, and I promise that message will be heard loud and clear.
Dawn was on.
Mother and grandmother knows where that baby is.
Yeah. Yes, I think we all agree. I think we all.
Dawn was on YouTube the other night. A lady text messaged me on Facebook.
She's about to go into how upset she was about the comments Dawn said about her young daughter. Pay attention.
She even went through some of my friends' list, and she got a hold of my sister in New York and everything. Don was on Facebook, and he said, YouTube, and he said that my 12-year-old daughter even said her name and what we call her.
I heard it. Has a badass body.
Has a body from fucking hell.
We just actually, I just heard that this morning, and we were just talking about how disgusting that was. I just heard that today. My mouth fell open.
Fucking sick motherfucker needs something to
Yeah.
I mean, we can catch charges. That's it. Like, no grown ass man.
So they don't like the way Dawn is referring to this young child. We all heard it. We talked about it back then, if you guys remember, about the messages that were going out. And he was saying if she's not pregnant now, she will be. Talking about Allie's young daughter. This is a grown man talking about a young child in that manner.
And needs to be talking about a 12-year-old like that.
Yeah.
And I know that
12 years old.
Gave Bear alcohol because he gave my grandkids alcohol and did something. But she would just stop.
I'm okay.
Yeah, we're sorry.
When we used to hang up there, and they used to stay the night, but I stayed the night once up there, didn't like it. But the kid, I thought she was on.
See, I didn't hear that part. I heard that.
I have
We know what part. Well, they have. They said that the kids are all
badass body. She's gonna be pregnant.
But yeah, she's going to be pregnant
And then-
if she's not already. If she's not already. Some full, yeah.
Said to her, Tim, how old is she? And he goes, 12.
No.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Charlotte, I'm not sure what her name is. I think I have an idea, but I don't know it. I don't know it for sure.
You have a 5-year-old daughter, and she's in a mental institution.
I don't have a 5-year-old daughter.
It's my great grandchild that she has custody to go and that is in a mental institution. And she's been there since March.
Oh, yeah, she ain't getting out anytime soon.
But we're not. when Jeremy sat there and put my address on YouTube Live.
What kind of drug? What would it be?
I have to sit on the porch. I know, well, not now, but in the summer, and I watch.
Yeah, you have to.
What about
All these people go.
But you guys are lucky. You guys do have a nice little park here.
And our mother's name was Candace
They
too.
sit
ever meet
over
her?
there.
Yeah, and I like.
I think my kids can't even have a like.
you see her do drugs?
We can't.
No, she just popped her pills. Her
See, you're
pills.
being harassed just
Did
because
you
you're on
see
the
her
mom.
hit any children?
I know,
My
right?
son was in school. He was
I did. I
some
think
kids in
she's
school.
going
So
over
there.
locals are harassed.
But I
And
heard
even
that she
if-
did hit him.
Did you hear that?
The kid. Her
I don't get on
The
it.
kids?
Like,
Yeah.
My kid.
But I just want to let you guys know, you guys are victims of this nonsense too. And, you know,
I think
we
was
do
involved
care
with
about you guys,
something
you know,
else.
and we're sorry everything's
My
going,
mother, the
going on.
grandmother.
It's not fair. It just
And that little
isn't.
girl is buried on their property.
That's what we've been saying too. You guys, I'm telling you guys, we're all on the same page.
why else won't anyone? Why won't they let any authorities on
How
that
many?
property to search?
Don't they owe like
If it was my
40
kid,
acres?
I'd be like, have at it, people.
Yeah. If you got nothing to
Matter of
hide, just
fact, we put no trespassing signs all over the
All over.
trees
Yeah.
around the
Yeah.
house. Oh, this is
Yeah.
under surveillance, trespassing. No one can come on my
Yeah.
property. He doesn't even want packages going up this thing. He has a
Nope.
drum at the as a driveway at 110.
It's garbage.
Yeah,
And
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 he
why
doesn't
was the
want
grandmother
anybody.
allowed to leave state
yeah. And why
under
was
a
she
federal
allowed-
criminal investigation?
no, they're not allowed to. None of them are allowed to
She
leave
was
the
I
state.
knew she wasn't allowed, but I remember she took off because she didn't want to answer questions because she's been through
And
this
she came
before.
back. Candace's
Yeah.
mother, Candace. And
Well,
her
Grandis,
daughter,
Grandis.
Rosemary Bly,
That's what they call her, Grandis.
Candace's sister.
Went missing.
Yeah.
You guys are about to hear some information. Just pay attention to what they're saying because this is, they're about to describe one drunk night with Candace.
Listen, and I know where that girl's buried because they told me a story one night that where they used to live, it was a cement driveway. Her kids were 3 and 4 and said, "Mommy's there, mommy's there." Why didn't they ever?
Where would that be? Where was that at?
Wisconsin or whatever.
Wisconsin.
Wisconsin. So they're saying that Candace one night was drunk and told them that her sister was buried under a cement driveway. That's what she told them one drunk night. So, guys, hit the like button. There, we've got over 300 people in this chat right now, and we have 129 likes. So go out there and like this segment, please. I want to hear it. Give me a thumbs up if you guys have liked this. I'll move forward in just a second. Thank you guys. Thank you. Get out there and like this segment.
That's probably why she's gone from Wisconsin.
Kansas got really drunk one night and said, my sister was supposed to meet someone at a bar, her friend, and
Yep.
she never made it. That's
Yeah.
Who would have been responsible for her sister's death, the mom or Candace?
Both probably. Or Candace anyway, because I know Candace did.
Which one?
The daughter.
Okay.
You think CPS should ever put the boys back?
No,
No.
not at all. Please
Nope.
no.
No,
And that's
no.
coming
I,
from a
I
mother.
appreciate
Yeah.
your passion.
No.
It
And that's
seems like
coming
you
from a
know,
mother.
and you know.
Those kids come here in the summer before summer died. They're filthy, and so is the mother. They didn't ever
littlest
cook
one,
dinner.
wait a
They
minute.
always ate frozen pizza and whatever else.
The little one, Waylon, he showed up here and he had a 3rd-degree burn on
What?
his
Oh
arm.
wait a minute. Yeah, on a wood stove down
On a
there
wood
in the
stove.
basement.
Yeah.
She
Not
showed
here.
me that.
Not here.
He
A
got
wood
up there
stove
and
down in the
took him to
basement
hospital.
where Candace or Summer
Was
slept?
missing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where they all slept. The
They
boys
all
that-
slept
and-
down there.
All the kids slept down in that
there.
basement? All in one room?
Yeah.
Remember, on Chris McDonough, she tried to allege that all the children, that the two older boys slept upstairs, and she only Waylon and Summer slept downstairs, and that she brought all the kids downstairs after Summer disappeared. These people actually stayed in that home, at least Allie, and said that those kids have all of them slept downstairs. So the whole entire family slept downstairs in that tiny little basement. That is what they are. That's what they are saying. And I believe them. I believe them.
Summer slept with mommy and daddy in the bed.
They didn't even have a door on the bathroom. But
No.
now they do because welfare says she has to have one.
They sectioned that whole part off.
Yeah, they
She's saying the state now is requiring them to have, so anybody that came over there, any adult, any, and we know how that door was a revolving door at that home. No one could use the bathroom without those young kids seeing all their business. There was no privacy. Excuse me, no privacy in that bathroom whatsoever. So anybody, any weirdo that they hung out with that needed to use the restroom, the kids could see everything. There were no doors in that house. All the doors had been removed from the bedrooms and everything else. There were no doors. Nobody had privacy in that home. None. We're painting the picture.
sectioned that off.
Did they?
Yep.
Yeah,
That
because
was
we
when,
went up there.
Chris, whatever his name is, there. When he did her interview with her, she took him through her nasty house.
When she got her taxes,
Wall
she
for the
came
bathroom
down to
and
my
everything.
house and wanted me to go out over. So I went and I said, she wanted us to go up and visit, but the kids wanted to see the dogs. And so I only did it for the kids' sake. And that's when she had the bathroom petitioned off. But
It's sad. It's sad, and we want answers. I mean,
I know.
we want answers.
So do we.
I want answers. I want to know what happened to her.
Yeah.
Want
Because she was
Yeah.
over here. You guys loved
Mother
her. And
They
the
we loved her like
grandmother
she was our
to
own.
tell.
yeah.
They should
I
drill
tried to
them
help with the
people.
kids
I'm
and
sorry.
everything.
Yeah.
I let them spend the
My
night at
two
my house,
oldest.
gave them a fully cooked meal. They
Loved her like
showered.
their own little sister. Like,
Yeah.
TBI speak to you?
Yeah.
What'd they say? Like, what were they asking?
They
just went over the.
That day, what happened?
Yeah.
They wouldn't tell us anything.
They
but
wouldn't tell us
thought-
nothing, but
How many TBI came?
the first time it was,
Bobby was here.
well, that was later on that night. That was,
Bobby's a police guy.
let's see, the first time they came over, there was 2. And then I got another phone call. And they came back.
Yeah, that was late.
No, that was when I was getting ready to go to work, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Leslie was here, she had to leave and go to work. And they're gonna point me for that day, and she said, "Don't you dare." And then I was gonna go to work, Mom was gonna bring me, and late. And they came back.
And then that guy that tried to kidnap Hunter.
Yep. And then-
What?
Yeah, there was somebody that actually tried to take Hunter during in and around this time. And I believe it was related to his father. I'm not sure. Let's listen.
Hunter.
Jeremy Duggan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
He
from
worked with bikers
Alabama?
against Georgia. He
Georgia.
Bikers against trafficking, human trafficking.
Yeah.
yeah. And then child abuse and
So why did he try to kidnap Hunter?
Hunter's father had reached out to him, I guess, and was concerned for my son's safety,
Because of this welding.
but he didn't care until
It's freezing out there.
he didn't care until there was a reward out for summer. And then him and Jeremy came up with an idea to come up and get Hunter. And I was at the football field when I read it on Facebook, plain as day. Jeremy Duggan left the thing saying that his name and everything. He had a transfer order to transfer my child from Tennessee to New York. I panicked. I went to the police department. They told me if anyone shows up, call them. They'd be right over.
Now they
No one showed up
40
that night.
acres of land.
So I went to work. Grandma was here with the kids.
11,
Well, I
right?
think there's more than that.
Grandma was here with the kids.
One time she said that
I'm on my lunch break,
they owned over.
and I get my
30
phone's going blast.
acres of land.
ballistic.
We
I
went
mean,
on
ballistic.
a couple.
I got
different
people
parts where
calling
they
me.
Used to ride the boys used to ride.
Hunter
the
just sent me a
dirt bikes.
snapshot of this. They're on their way.
There's a
They're
lot
on
of
their way.
There's a big.
I didn't even
old
clock
garage
out
in
from
there.
work. I said I got a family emergency. Bye.
What about
Yeah.
that shed at the
And
bottom of their hill? What is
Called
that?
grandma up. So listen,
That
someone's going to
one
get you and
At the
Hunter.
bottom of the hill, I
Get
never
in the
been in
car.
that one.
You're
Detail
going to
right
safe
there.
location.
What if it
Yeah.
was down the road a little bit?
That's
And
got to
listen-
be nerve wracking for you guys.
That's where they used to ride the dirt
Mhm.
bikes.
Like I
boys.
said, I said
And
on the
there's a
porch.
garage
I
there.
didn't
There
I just want you guys to think of how you would feel If you're finding out on the internet that somebody is coming to take your child, there's no court order removing that child from your home. And, it's sad that it got to this point, but it did get to that point. And so they had to go to that house and pick up great grandma and Hunter and remove them and take them to a safe location because of this threat of some guy coming and getting their kid. That's some scary stuff, folks. To me, that is some scary stuff. I don't know about you, but I would be freaking out. I would literally be freaking out.
Hear about the housework. I'd sit on the porch. And anybody comes near there,
It was just,
And so
and the kids would wander off.
we all met up at the secret location. First, I went to the King's.
And I want to bring up also, Allie and Andrew, they talk, they talk respectfully to each other for the benefit of their child. So even though all these things have happened in their life, doesn't mean that you have to be crude, rude, and bash people over the head. Listen to what she's saying. She's saying that her ex, Hunter's father, Andrew, tried to do this. And she was just on Andrew's show not too long ago, about a month ago. And they talked, respectfully to each other. Just because, there's got to be some forgiveness. I just want to tell people that. You got to have some kind of forgiveness with things that go on. Because if you do not, that is affecting you more than anybody else. So.
Port City Police Department told everyone there. They said, we don't want to know where anyone's at because you don't know who the children is. I said, all right. They said, if they show up, because we told them not to show up because they called them. Told them they were coming. That we were that they would get in trouble. So me and Leslie came here and we changed clothes because we were going to go swimming. And the cops wanted us to check out the area. We came here and got ready. Back again, I'm on the phone telling everyone to stay put.
Yeah.
And 5 seconds later, the white truck from Georgia showed up. They beat their horn. They wanted my son to climb out his bedroom window, leave some of his stuff on the side of the house, and get in the car and leave with him. They're going to bring him to his father's. No. He ain't take my kid nowhere. With me, Leslie, and her husband met Jeremy Duggan right here on my porch, toe to toe. And that was not nice.
So they actually made contact with your son without your knowledge.
Oh, yeah.
Wow. And convinced him to meet them?
No, he was scared.
Oh, and he let you know?
Scared, yeah.
Oh yeah, he let everyone know. He was taking screenshots of everything. He gave us all of his online information and
Wow. That seems
if you guys
So
had a
then-
message for Don Wells, what would it be?
Keep your mouth shut about Bear. That's what we call her, and that's what he called her. Keep your mouth. That's got nothing
You're
to
gonna
do with it.
pay for what you did to not only your kids but
I said
ours
nothing.
as well.
Yeah.
And what's the message, if you have a message for Candace Wells?
Same thing.
Listen, she was on Dr. Phil. And
What did you think of that interview? 'Cause we talked to the people. We talked to the people at City Hall, and they asked us. They're like, "What did you think of that cornbread mafia? Have you ever heard of that?"
no.
No,
Oh, okay.
never.
All right, good.
She knows. She knows. That's why she walked off the stage.
I feel like
knows.
I'm being interrogated all over again.
Let me ask you, if Hunter was missing, and which you know that if a child's missing, you're going to get interrogated. But if your child was missing, would you give a damn?
If they came in and looked and searched your property, hell no.
Would
Go
you? But would
ahead.
you give a damn whether you felt
Tear it up.
interrogated or not? If it came, if it resulted in finding your
No,
child?
because I've had a missing kid before.
Yeah.
My 17-year-old, well, she will be 17 in a few days. She was 12.
She was
She
12,
got in with the wrong group of kids.
Mm-hmm.
She had an older boyfriend,
and he was controlling and like,
she kept running off with him. Every time she ran off, whether she was in state's custody or not, I was out here beating that pavement day in, day out.
Yeah,
Exactly.
she was.
I missed a whole week
And
from
she would run
work
from
looking for her.
places.
So this comes from a lady that has had a missing child and the things that she did for her missing child. What's the difference? Allie wasn't guilty of why her child was missing, but she was out there every day beating the pavement trying to find her kid. And we look back and we see Nothing done by the Wells. Nothing. When we were out in Osceola County looking for Paola Miranda Rosa, her family was preparing search groups. Hundreds of people showed up to go out in that wilderness and look for Paola. Then you fast forward to Cassie Carley. Many of you guys know I went out there to the Panhandle, up there to the Panhandle rather, to look for her, to help look for her. Guess what? Her family coordinated search parties. And people by the hundreds would come out and help them search for Cassie. Now you fast forward or you rewind back to Summer Wells. You rewind back to Summer Wells, and her family did nothing. You look at the Cal City boys. The parents did nothing. Nothing to help, nothing to search, no search parties, no coordination, nothing. They went in their house, closed their door, locked their door, and never spoke about it again. So the West and the Wells have a lot of similarities, in my opinion. But here's a woman that's had a missing kid, and she went out there and beat the pavement looking for her kid. Yet all Candace has managed to muster up is coming on YouTube Lives, drunk, begging for money. Why didn't people support her and getting search groups and going out there and searching? Why is it every time we showed up or anybody else shows up to the Wells property to help search for their kid, they try to run them off? You would think after 10 months, you would be begging for anybody and everybody to help you find your baby girl. That's not the case.
The lockup
And
center.
I didn't care where she was. When I found out where she was, I went banging on the chick's door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then everybody else.
Why do you feel like have you just had it with Candace? Like, do you feel like she's ruined your life in a way, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Really? See, Mom had a falling out.
I fell out. I warned her not
Mom
to go
stopped
up
being
there.
friends
I
with her and
asked
everything.
her not to.
I gave her the benefit of the doubt because I know how
I
it is not
begged
having
my
no friends and
daughter.
everything.
We got no
And I really
friends.
tried being there for her. But she crossed the line. I had money that started coming up missing and everything. And me, I'm the type of person, I have to do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to sit here and listen to people and what they say about others, this, that, and the third, because I know how it is.
You get that from me.
Did Candace ever cheat on Don Wells?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
With who?
Yes.
Like who?
Oh my God. Who's that guy that she made?
One day she met a guy down here at the Shell station.
You guys are going to this is going to blow your mind. Listen closely.
But him to go fishing and
Took
swimming
him-
with us.
Took him swimming with us because she felt sorry for him.
That
Bought him everything. Brought him up to her house.
told Donnie that it was my
Told Donnie
friend.
that it was her friend.
And I told Donnie that it wasn't my
Because
friend.
they tried saying it was. No, I'm like, nope.
And what happened?
I guess so. The guy
He
stayed there
stayed,
for a couple
he stayed
days.
there for a couple days, and then Donnie got sick of him because all the guy did was talk shit
He
and
didn't know anything
dropped
about
him
work.
off. And
What was his name?
I don't even remember that guy.
I don't know, but he used to work up to
Was he
the.
a younger guy? Like
Yeah.
was he an older guy?
He's probably in his 30s, if that.
Oh wow.
Maybe 40s. 'cause
I
the
think he
family
was in his
comes all the
30s.
time.
Let me ask
You
you,
know
how
any other times?
Yeah. Are there any other times?
Yeah, with
Yeah,
Jose.
with her boyfriend.
What?
your
Ex-boyfriend, Jose.
Ex-boyfriend.
Jose. Oh, Jose was your ex-boyfriend.
Well-
I heard about that guy's name.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
he was.
There's the first time our team learned of this Jose Roman. And I want to bring you back because here's the police records, the ones that some creators say I didn't get, that I only pulled off the internet. No, baby. I actually went to Rogersville, Tennessee, and got these from the lead detective on the Summer Wells case. But thank you. Thank you for playing. Thank you for playing. So this from October 14th. So this is the arrest. This is the arrest that Don is in jail for right now because he was on probation for this crime. These crimes, I should say. And then he went out and got the DUI, which violated probation of these crimes, and why he's sitting in jail right now doing an 1129 because of this right here. And this is in and around that whole scenario with Jose Roman. And I've read this many times on air here. I'm going to read it again so everybody that's here, because we got over 300 people in the chat this morning. I want everybody to read what is in this this statement. Now, again, he was charged and convicted and placed on probation, which he violated, and why he's sitting in jail. On October 14th, 2020, deputies were dispatched to 110 Ben Hill Road, Rogersville, Tennessee, for a domestic with an assault. Upon turning onto 110 Ben Hill Road, I observed a white GMC Sonoma pulling onto Beach Creek. I turned my floodlights on, revealing a man behind the wheel, to be later identified as Don Wells. Deputies proceeded onto the scene and spoke with the victim, Candace Bly, and two witnesses, Jose Roman and Candace Harrer. Bly stated her husband, Donald Wells, left in a white GMC Sonoma. Shortly after, Deputy Winter advised that a white truck was coming back up the driveway. I heard the family members begin to fear for his return and heard a member utter that there's a firearm in the vehicle. A felony stop was conducted in the driveway and Wells was detained. When detained, Wells, I observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverage coming from his person and was stumbling when he was picked up off the ground. Wells stated that there was a firearm in the truck, but it was a black powder pistol in the glove box. Wells went on to say that Bly was a felon from charges in Utah and had been drinking that night. Deputy Winter located the firearm in the vehicle, spoke with Bly and witnesses about the assault. Bly stated Wells came home drunk and saw Jose in the house and believed Bly was cheating on him, which she was. And if we remember, in another clip I've got of Allie, she explains why Don came back to the home. Don came back to the home because Allie found them in bed one time, but it was because Grandis found them in bed a second time, and Grandis went out there and called Don to come back home. So the idea that she was not fooling around with Jose is why he was deceptive about that when Jose gave his interview. Why did he lie about that? I don't know. Maybe because he was scared that he would look bad messing with a married woman. I don't know. But I don't believe Jose had nothing to do with Candace. I don't believe that their relationship was fully platonic. Bly stated that Wells came home drunk, saw Jose in the house, and believed Bly was cheating on him. Allegedly, Wells started arguing with Jose, and Wells began to struggle with Bly. Bly was pushed down, causing damage to her left knee. Bly and witnesses stated that Wells began punching himself in the face and then left. Wells was taken into Hawkins County Jail for booking. And that was that particular arrest that they are talking about. This is in and around the time that Don came home and saw Jose in the house. Let's keep listening.
Is that the one where Candace or Don threatened and then?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Oh, that's your ex-boyfriend?
Well, see, he came up with Hunter's father, so they were all going to stay up to Candace's.
And me and him, we're started clicking and
And they got together. Wait a minute. And they got together.
we got together. So Candace was drunk and jealous and started being all over him. And I'm like, you know what?
No, you and her had an argument.
Yes.
And you come home and His Royal Highness stayed up there with your kids. Yes. And we had to get the sheriff.
Yeah, I had to call the sheriff's department to go up there and get my kids because that morning she threatened to blow my head off.
Oh,
geez.
Yeah. She threatened to blow
She
your
threatened.
And we do have the incident card on that as well. Let's see if I can find it. We will read it. Here we go. Hold on. Let me pull this back. We're going to read this. Just a second. Let me pull this back. But there is one that has Allie. Alvin Harris caller. There it is. I think this is it. Let's see what it says on the page 2. Page 3. We have the incident cards for everything. So let me see what it says on the front of it. It said Alvin Harris, and I think that was Allie Harris. So we'll just check this out real quick. Yep. And I believe we actually have this particular recording on tape. I'll have to find out. But there it is. Callers in Kingport City. Caller advised she cannot go to the address because someone at the residence made threats against her last night. So this is the incident where she's trying to get her kids off that mountain, and again had to call for assistance to do so. Sorry, I opened a lot of them. Okay, now we're gonna go back.
I told her mother came in because she had to bring me to work. Candace and her mom got in an argument over Jose.
Because Candace's mother wanted Jose
Because
too.
Candace's
Oh
mom
my
wanted
goodness.
Jose.
Now you guys know why Grandis called Dawn when she found Candace and Jose in bed together. So this was like Jerry Springer on steroids. Allie had a boyfriend. She introduced her boyfriend to the Wells. Now Candace, drunk, wants to play with him and starts hitting on him. It caused this falling out between Allie and Candace. And now Candace and Grandis are fighting over the same man. She wanted him too. But the kicker is Grandis got what she wanted, right? Because she's the one that actually left the property with him and took him on a several-day trip to South Carolina. So, guys, I mean, I'm not lying when I say truth is stranger than fiction. Truth is truly stranger than fiction.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, there was none.
And he politely told her where to go.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Are you
That's
with Jose anymore?
Hell no.
What's Jose's last name?
I don't even remember.
Where's he from?
Tiffany remembers. We talked about this like a
So
while
did you
back.
call the police here on them when she threatened to blow your head off? Or did you call
No,
the-
I went to work and I gave her till I went to work and I gave her till 11 o'clock, gave her mom gas money to bring my kids back to my mother or my grandmother's. They didn't. And said, all right, now we're gonna play. You wanna play games? I called Kingsport City Police Department. They told me I had to call Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. Called Sullivan County. They told me I had to call Hawkins County. So I had to go meet Hawkins County up at the church. And they had to go up and get with my mother and get the kids.
So you did make a police report?
No.
Well, I don't.
There was no police report, but there was an incident card of the event. So even though she didn't file an affidavit, what I just showed you, we have the call logs because we got those from dispatch in Hawkins County. So
You called them.
Sullivan County or whatever
Yeah.
county there they were.
When was this?
They're
When
in
did this happen?
September.
About a year ago. Huh?
Oh, a year ago.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, like you were just saying just a little bit ago that, you know, if your child was missing, you'd be beating the pavement. How often has Candace and Dawn went out searching for their daughter that you guys know
I
about?
don't. All I know is about the times like I know they were down here in the summertime parade because we almost hit Candace on the way to work.
They,
You almost hit her with the car.
but they never had any
She
pictures
walked
of.
out in front of us.
Was she
They-
unattended
She
or
was probably
something?
drunk. No.
No, they were walking in the parade and she was walking and she almost walked in front of us.
But yeah, but how often have you heard of them actually going out, passing out
None.
flyers, asking
No,
questions,
she
finding
was-
out?
They never had
They were holding a prayer vigil over here in Borden Park somewhere.
Yes.
Like
because
once
me
a
and True
week.
were up there at a birthday party.
Okay, so they were just holding visuals. They weren't
Yeah,
actually
they
looking
weren't
for her.
searching. I haven't
No.
seen anything about them out here looking for that baby.
The night
What
that
about the church they go to? That
Ooh, they
7-day
locked us out.
Yeah, what about that 7
We were there
event?
today.
I don't know about that church. I don't know
the
nothing
night
about that
that she
church.
went missing, she
Because the whole time I
called.
hung up with her,
Candace
she never
called
said
me up
anything about
about
church.
So they weren't really
1
holy
o'clock
when you were
No.
around
or
them.
something
They
like
It
never
that.
seems
went to
like an
church
act.
I
like
said,
that.
she's gone. I go,
It seems
"What?
like an
What are
act."
you talking
And I was
about,
up there for
Candace?
most of the
You're
summer.
drunk.
Yeah.
She goes,
So they weren't
Summer's
regular
gone.
parishioners at the
She's
church. They may have
missing.
went once in a while.
So Allie is explaining that she was up living at that house, staying at the house regularly throughout the summer. And this whole time that they were hanging out, they never once went to church. Now, remember, that is the, they have some videos of them going to church. They did go to church irregularly. irregularly. They didn't start going to church regularly until after Summer went missing.
Oh, but definitely not regular.
Sorry for
She
that.
said she
Yeah.
walked out of the house.
The neighbors pulled us aside and talked to us and said, you have to realize that these people are evil,
That's what
disgusting,
And violent. Evil and violent.
and that they can hear
Keep
screams.
screaming regularly.
Is that the people up on the hill?
Yes.
Don beat the hell out
She
of her
said-
on YouTube.
It was on her channel.
That was you.
As she goes,
Well, I didn't
she
see
was
him do it.
downstairs in the
She said
basement,
they
she
just saw
opened the
you.
door,
Yeah, remember you
and
cursed me
just
out?
walked
That was
out.
because I asked him when's Sum's birthday. That was
That
me.
was you.
Yeah.
That was me. That was
Okay.
me.
So that was you on your YouTube channel.
I'm Bullhorn Betty.
Would you like to come on their channels and speak sometime?
Well, we're not
exchange
Because I mean, you
Supposed to.
should get
Oh,
your
you're
you
not
should get
supposed
your
to?
We were
message
told
out.
we're not even supposed to talk to you.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh.
It would be nice. Maybe once this all wraps up, you guys can, because you guys are victims
You
too.
guys were really
Once
nice.
it all ends, my statements will be heard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Do you expect it to be end soon?
No,
No.
I don't know.
they know where her body is, and it's
If they don't let anybody up on the property, then that means she's probably
They're hiding
she's
something.
she's
Come
up
on.
there.
So
they're
they've
trying to cover
stopped
up
all
where
law
the
enforcement
bones are
from going up there
to,
and doing any
where
more
there's
searches?
nothing, you know.
Now I know there
on
was.
their property.
On their-
Right
I
up around
know-
their house.
I know last week.
So I want to reiterate. This was from December of 2021 when this was recorded. And people wanted to allege that the Wells have been cooperating with law enforcement all the way up until Ronnie Lawson recently stated that they have stopped cooperating. Based upon what they're saying here, is they've stopped all searches on their property. They've allowed the searches in and around because they've got no control of searches in and around their property. But they stopped searches specifically on their property. We were here in December. So this was before that the Wells stopped really cooperating with law enforcement.
They had a
search team out there for 2 or 3 days.
Yes.
two.
But was it on their property or was
I
it?
think it was by their property.
Yeah, the brush, the high brush.
The high
I
brush.
was
But it
live
wasn't
during
on
that.
their property because
No, it was by it.
But like behind it, because that brush they couldn't get to before.
Or because of that.
I have to
There was a
say,
river too or something.
Yeah.
like that.
because I'll regret it if I don't say it. You seem to really, your intuition is on spot. Like I'm like, I like the way you talk. I like the way you speak. It's very,
Refreshing.
you know, there's no filter.
Yeah.
What do you honestly think of the grandmother? Because the
The
grandmother,
grandmother, she's
Sherry,
an
she asked me. I don't like the woman.
did she give you a creepy vibe?
Yes, because she wanted Allie to be her daughter because her daughter was dead.
That's some twisted stuff right there. That's twisted. So Grandis is trying to replace Rose Bly. Kind of twisted, guys. It's creepy.
She was trying to edge her away from me. Now, she's my oldest grandchild, you know. And we've always been close.
She did draw a wedge between me and Ellie, but I never
But it sounded like.
you know.
Go ahead.
I was there for Ellie one
So
time.
let me ask you something. Do you think Don Wells went to work? Did he go to work that day?
We don't know. We don't know.
You don't
We don't know
Nope.
for sure
She came here,
in the morning.
picked up Hunter about 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And these were her words. We're gonna go fishing. I want to take Summer fishing.
Not the boys.
Not the boys. No boys were with her.
Just the stupid grandmother.
Grandma's in the hospital because the boys were in Gatlinburg and the boys kicked her in her bad knee.
She has an iron knee or something. You know what I'm saying.
She had knee replacement.
A bum knee.
Yeah. And I'm like, sorry, it's just
She had all of that medication.
it's just Hunter and Summer, you know. What's
Yeah,
gonna
She
happen?
had
They're
all
going to a
that
public place to
medication
go
from the
fishing.
hospital that they
That's like
picked
his
up
little
after.
sister. Just because me and Candace had issues doesn't mean I'm gonna stop the kids from seeing one another. It's,
Right.
it's stupid. So they dropped Hunter back off here at 2:30. They're parked right in front of that telephone pole.
So again, 2:30 is when Hunter came back. It was Candace that actually asked if Hunter could go fishing. Remember, these are the inconsistencies that we are hearing in their stories about what happened that day. You know, Candace is saying that Hunter called her, and then we find out that the reason why he called her back is because of a text that he sent to him, or she sent to him, and that's why he called her. She wants to go fishing, but yet there's no fishing poles in the car. She picks him up around 10:30 and doesn't drop him back off until about 2:30. Then we hear from Hunter from the interview yesterday that it was shortly after she dropped him off that she actually called him to let him know that Summer was missing. I'm curious to find out whether Candace called him first, Don first, or law enforcement first. Because to me, it sounds like, based upon what I've been able to gather, is that she called Hunter, then Don, then law enforcement. That's important. That's relevant to me. Let's keep listening.
Oh,
Yep. All right, sure.
The way she always did.
Like she owns the road.
2:30,
Okay.
At 2:30 p.m.
and then that's it.
What
But
was
you
your
don't
reaction?
know. She never said that. You don't know if Don actually went to work
Nope.
that day or
Nope.
What was your reaction when you found out Summer is officially missing?
I thought she
Okay.
was lying to me because I thought she was drunk, and I told her that, and she
I
goes,
was
"No,
at
she's
the
gone."
football field.
She is.
I was at the football field. My phone was dead. It was in Leslie's van charging. And so my son called Leslie's. I said, Mom's got to call Candace. Summer's missing. I said, stop playing with me. She's just pulling my leg to get me to talk to her. And then, it's just like, and so we got in the van after football practice. We went to the cookout. I was ordering everybody food. Got on my phone, and plain as day was the emergency child alert on Facebook from Hawkins County Emergency Services. I said, holy shit, she's really missing.
That's when you called me.
I called my mother. I said, check this. I said, Summer's missing.
And I
What
said,
is
no.
playing? I said, yeah, it's on Facebook. So then I hung up the phone with her.
Oh.
I called Candace.
Yeah. And with that.
She didn't answer.
Okay.
So I tried calling her on Facebook. No answer. Tried calling her on Snapchat. She didn't answer. Used my daughter's Snapchat. Didn't answer. Came here. She called us back. No shed of tears, no nothing. I said, what's wrong? She goes, Summer's missing. I go, what do you mean this?
Summer's gone.
Summer's gone. I said, what do
Yeah,
you mean
I said-
Summer's gone? Like, I started interrogating her. I said, what do you mean? I just seen you guys at 2:30 when you dropped Hunter off. What happened in between? Well, we came home and we planted flowers on the side of the house, and Mom was in her trailer. Summer wanted a piece of candy, so she went into Mom's trailer. Mom gave her a piece of candy. Summer wanted to go into the house and play with the boys, so I watched her go into the house to play with the boys. I went in the camper to fix Mom's bandage on her knee.
And then she went over to the
Then
house.
she went back
So
to
then
the
she
house.
went back. She goes, I went back over to the house, asked the boys if they seen Summer. They said she was downstairs in the basement playing. I said, did you look in the basement? Yeah, I tore it apart. I said, was the door shut, locked? Was it open? Because that door always stayed shut and locked.
Yeah.
And there used to be a couch in front of it.
So this is the second time we've heard people that stayed in this house, and this was corroborated by all three of them: Sherry, great grandma, and Allie, and now Jose, right? Because Jose has also stated that door stays locked and there's a couch in front of that door. Everybody is still wanting to know where that couch is. Where is that couch? Because a month later, when Chris McDonough went in that house, There was no couch in front of that door. So now you guys hear it again. These are two people that haven't spoken to each other. They weren't able to corroborate their statements together. They weren't able to work and get a narrative, drawn out, or a strategy of this narrative drawn out. These are two people that don't talk to each other. This was taken in December. Jose was just recently talked to, and none of these videos that we have right here have been released. Jonathan only released his video a couple weeks ago of this interview, of the entire interview. And he did it in 2 segments. This is the full interview from start to finish because I never stopped my phone. And so now we have 2 people that stayed in that house for a significant amount of time that talk about this door downstairs in that dungeon being locked and a couch being in front of it. Where's the couch? That's what I'd like to know. Where is this couch?
She goes, she's gone. What do you mean she's gone?
What was she crying?
No. She didn't shed a tear.
No tears.
Not one tear.
No, she faced me.
She wasn't hysterical. She was just
No.
calm.
She
Did
calmed
you
down the
actually
phone,
see
I think
Summer
her
in the
face
car?
wasn't crying.
When they pulled up,
Yeah,
you saw her.
She did.
Was she alive?
She was sleeping when it was hot out that
She
day.
was sleeping.
They had the windows rolled up. It was hot.
The
out.
windows were rolled up, and I wanted to give her a hug,
No
and she
air
said I couldn't
conditioning.
give her a hug.
So right there, that's
Is that
where I
suspicious
said,
to you?
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Because,
told
you
the
know,
CBI
you
that.
heard of a secondary drug.
I said I always hug that baby. Whenever she
Whether
heard my
she's
name,
sleeping or not.
Oh, she
Yeah.
would wake up.
she would
she
wake up
loved
and crawl
her.
in my arms.
Where you
So this is another very telling statement, right? So when Hunter actually pulled up to the house, Allie went to go talk to, give Summer a hug. And she was already sleeping in the car. And Candace refused to allow, and the windows were rolled up. And Candace refused to allow Allie, which she's done many times. She's never been denied giving Summer a hug before they left. Never has ever been denied giving Summer a hug before they left. And this particular day, June 15th, she was denied.
She'd be out of the car in a heartbeat in my house.
Summer loved her.
She loved a lot of outside people
Yeah.
that were. She was clinging
Yeah.
onto.
A lady at the church.
Did Hunter say like anything was going on in the car? Like did you ask him?
No,
he wouldn't
Like,
talk.
was she alive? Was she
he
awake?
was.
He wasn't in the right state of mind when he came back, Ellie.
He wasn't talking. Like
No, he
I asked him how it was. He said fine. And then I didn't know anything about the alcohol at that time.
Mm-mm.
His girlfriend's mom picked him up about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And when she came back with him, she goes, I got something to tell you. Hunter's got something to tell you. I'm like, what? He goes, Candace gave me alcohol.
And those puff bars.
That day.
Yes.
Yes.
And puff bars
Puff
at the.
Swimming hole?
I said, what?
What kind of alcohol?
It was Twisted Teas.
What are puff bars?
They are a nicotine type of vape.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, they.
Why not?
And the kids all like it.
All the kids do them around here. Like,
So,
So
is,
she-
it possible Hunter was under the influence?
Yes.
I think so.
I believe so. I really.
So they are acknowledging they believe Hunter was under the influence of alcohol on this day. Again, another chargeable offense. Another chargeable offense. What is going on with Hawkins County? What is going on with the district attorney? What's going on with the state attorney? Why aren't these parents being charged with something unrelated to Summer Wells? I know I saw just a few comments in here that they believe they were left out so they could take them to their body. That is foolish. That is foolish. You can get a lot more through interrogation and applying pressure when they're in jail than you can ever allow them being out, running amok, getting drunk, using and abusing hard substances. And, this is just insanity. There's no good excuse why these people should be out of jail, period. None. Because you look at Florida, You look at Georgia, you look at Virginia, they got it. They don't play. They don't play. And guess what? Their recovery rate's a lot higher as well. Their recovery rate is a lot higher. Yeah, Dolly's saying you don't go to jail in Tennessee. I'm finding that to be true. I'm finding that to be true.
What was his demeanor when he showed up here?
She said that he was like not himself.
He was not himself. I knew
was
something was
quiet.
wrong.
He did.
And he will not talk. He's scared shitless. And maybe they threatened him because I know them to threaten kids.
And
they
later
threaten my
on-
grandkids and shit.
I want you guys to pay attention to that. We're going to rewind that. I want you to hear that. You know, people are talking about how Hunter is lying. Really? Nobody's thought that he was threatened or coerced into playing this horrible game?
I said, what?
What kind of alcohol?
It was Twisted Teas.
What are puff bars?
They are a nicotine type of vape.
Why would you do that?
Yeah, they.
Why not?
And the kids all like it.
All the kids do them around here, like.
So,
So
is,
she-
it possible Hunter was under the influence?
Yes.
I think so.
I believe so. I really
What was
do.
his demeanor when he showed up here?
She said that he was like
He-
not himself.
He was not himself. I knew
was
something was
quiet.
wrong.
He did.
And he will not talk. He's scared shitless. And maybe they threatened him because I know them to threaten kids.
And
they
later
threaten my
on-
grandkids and shit.
Later on that night, Hunter shut down, and I didn't even know anything. And he had texted his girlfriend something. Her mom called me. I spazzed. Hunter was not himself. I called him a friend of mine because Grandma was home.
Yeah, Sherry had to come get me.
Yep.
I had to put my dirty clothes back
Oh my
on.
God!
didn't I?
Even you're almost in tears. And I said, "What's wrong?" He wouldn't talk to me. He wouldn't come out of it or nothing. He was just sitting there, rocking back and forth. My homegirl had to come, and we had all we could do to get him out of that house, out of his room, and sit him at this table.
Does that sound like normal behavior for a kid? He's rocking back and forth. This statement here, this interview here with Hunter's family is the reason why we started changing because if you guys remember, I've aired some of the original content from when we were outside of the Wells property. The very first time I visited the Wells property, I stated I felt like something happened right there on the property. It wasn't until this interview with these folks that I started eyeballing this water hole. And then Chris McDonough started airing his interview with Candace down there at the water hole. And when I started seeing her exhibit those PTSD type of symptoms, it made me start thinking something happened at this water hole. Did it? We don't know. But these are the reasons why the second drowning has infiltrated the YouTube environment, is because it is probable and possible. So I'm curious as to what truly happened with Summer, but these are the reasons why we as a team kept circling back to the Wells and why we as a team kept circling back to that property. And this is the reason why I believe law enforcement is also circling back to the Wells and that property, is because everything is showing something happened to Summer in the care of her mother. Nobody else. They had sent specific dogs out on that property. If somebody was lying in those bushes waiting to snatch Summer, which is what her mother alleged on that Chris McDonough interview, those scent specific dogs would have picked up on that other scent. There was no other scent. And I think that is part of the reason why there is no evidence of an abduction, because you would have a scent of someone else on that property. And there was none. There was none. Let's keep listening.
I had to call the TBI back up. Do you think he was traumatized? Oh yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
think something happened at that
I
water
think-
hole that he
I
saw?
think he sobered up,
I
or whatever you want to
don't know
call it,
if he
and
does. He will not
remembered
talk about
something.
it.
Maybe she did drown there. Maybe she did.
I'm better now.
Talk about it.
But he will not talk
That
about it. He
sounds
wasn't the same when
that's
he came
pretty
back.
bad in and of itself. You know that
And I get in trouble because he refused to go to school. Candace had received a phone call that day in the car.
No. Candace. Said to him, did you say anything?
Oh, the day after he was interrogated, we were interrogated by the TBI. Candace had the walls to show up at my house with her grandmother. Well, with her mother. I'm in the bathroom, so I can't come to my son's rescue unless I take the toilet with me. And
sounds funny, but it's not.
I'm like, who's here? He's like, Candace. I'm like, oh, great. I'm taking a shit.
Yeah.
And by the time I got out here, they were already left. I said, what did she say to you? What did they say to you? Did they threaten you? He goes, no, Mom, it's good. He goes, all they did was ask me what I told the TBI because they said that I could tell them because they're the ones that sent them here. I said, first of all, I don't
see how manipulative Grandis and Candace are. I want to go back and I want you guys to listen to that again. You're going to hear them manipulate this child.
Candace had the walls to show up at my house with her grandmother. Well, with her mother. I'm in the bathroom, so I can't come to my son's rescue unless I take the toilet with me. And I said, Hunter, I'm like, who's here? He's like, Candace. I'm like, oh, great. I'm taking a shit.
Yeah.
And by the time I got out here, they were already left. I said, what did she say to you? What did they say to you? Did they threaten you? He goes, no, Mom, it's good. He goes, all they did was ask me what I told the TBI because they said that I could tell them because they're the ones that sent them here.
Boom.
I said, first of all,
they manipulated that kid and they were lying. They lied to him. She has a missing child and her first inclination is to go over to Hunter's house and find out what he said to law enforcement. Who does that? What innocent person does that? Who gives a damn what that kid said to law enforcement? Your only concern should be trying to find the location of your daughter. Who gives a shit about anybody else? Who cares? Nobody in this world matters. And then they go over here and say, oh, you can tell me because we're the ones that sent them over here. Why did that require a personal appearance versus a phone call or a text message? Makes you wonder. I
don't think they're the ones that sent them here. I said, you're on YouTube in a TikTok video. It was a matter of time before they came and got you because I was going to call them myself.
Right.
And so, hey, look, my son was with them that day. Like, he's the one that's in the TikTok video because everyone's questioning, who's this boy that's in the TikTok video?
And they probably did threaten them because they threatened, we had an incident. I had an incident.
Have you guys thought about getting him into a psychiatrist just to see?
Before we go there, I did want to address this. That's not necessarily true because if the family saw him also come back intoxicated, their statements hold weight. That's eyewitness testimony. So it would no longer be just and not only that, but people are arrested all the time for he said, she said stuff. And it's for the courts to determine whether or not they have evidence and legal sufficiency to carry that case forward. It's not up to law enforcement to make that determination. It's up to the courts. That's why many people get arrested and charges are dropped, right? So in this case, you had people that saw him in an intoxicated stage after he was dropped off from the care of Candace Bly. So this idea that they can't be charged or held accountable for that is incorrect. If these people here had signed an affidavit, and he didn't even need to go there, they would only need to be present at the court hearing. All that they needed was an affidavit against somebody. I know all too well. Believe me.
If they can help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he's
And,
getting the help
CPS
now.
came and they came down and interrogated
I
my
just-
granddaughter.
I really would like to
Matter
say
of
to
fact,
him, but he
Candace's
probably called
mother
your name.
wanted to take my
You know,
oldest
if
granddaughter
something's on your
outside.
mind,
My
please
oldest
tell them.
granddaughter
They
flipped
can
her
help.
wig
They
and
can help you sort
slammed
it
the
out.
door, cussed her out.
You have to tell him because
Mother.
he won't listen to me.
And Candace and
Have you guys
ran
talked to
off
him
and,
about
she
the
was
events
like a
since
granddaughter
then?
ran off.
Or
And I
tried
said,
to?
I'm here.
She's fine.
Has the story changed at all?
Nope,
She'll
the
come back.
story's still
I said, what did you
100%
say
same.
to her? Well, she goes, I just said that, asked her what she said. I asked her what she said to CPS. I said, what do you mean? If you got
I
nothing
mean,
to
in a
hide.
million years, I never
This is
thought.
before even Summer came up missing. This had to deal with giving kids
Pizza
weed.
casserole.
Because a
It's like
phone
puke.
call came in from CPS saying that I was giving the kids weed. My grandkids said no, it wasn't me.
Oh, they don't put no.
And so she
No,
came
It's
down
heartbreaking.
to
Yeah.
Like, I think about that little girl every day.
threaten my granddaughter.
Like, I put myself,
No, I get it.
I'm like,
So now
what would I do if I seen her, like, with someone in
I
Walmart?
don't blame
Because if someone obviously had
And
her,
then when
they would
when
see
did
her.
this with
Yeah.
her, before Summer
She would.
even
Her
went
face
missing,
has
I
been
gave
all
her
over
that.
everywhere. That's,
We've been going to restaurants. Everywhere we went, in City Hall, we went to police.
They're everywhere.
Everywhere we saw it. We were so happy too. And we thanked people for having it up. We were so appreciative. But the only time we were denied any sort of access was at the church.
Right at the church.
They saw us and then they
What
kind
were
of
the spots that Don Wells and and Candace would frequent down here, like places?
Warriors Park.
Yeah.
we
that
went
was a
down there.
big
Had a
And
bad
then there's
feeling.
another one, Laurel
Yeah.
Run. But they never really frequent that one that much.
No, it was
And
always,
there's trails up in there. That
Is there a story behind Sonic? Because someone keeps telling me to check out a person that works at Sonic.
Nope.
No, okay. Don't know anything about that.
I don't know.
Okay.
were you surprised when you found out they didn't go fishing?
Yeah, I was like, well, what'd you guys do? Oh, we went swimming.
So it went from fishing to swimming.
yeah. Because I guess her daughter wanted to go swimming because it was hot out.
She loved the water.
She was a water guppy.
And right where they usually went fishing is right where the kids would go swimming. Like they'd go swimming in this part, and then you walk around the bank, and then you go further down a little bit, and that's where Candace used to
When
fish.
we went swimming with them one time, I didn't go in the water, but I taught my grandkids how to swim and tread water if they ever got out where it was too deep. This little girl went out deep, and I said, Candace, you gonna go down the river.
And God bless
Let
you.
me ask you one other thing.
She's
Did,
coming right out.
I'm coming back up. I
oh, okay.
I'll be right back. I got a hole in my hand.
Okay.
A hole in your hand.
Yeah, he did.
His hands are so cold, he keeps dropping.
We're from
From
Florida.
Florida, so we're not
But they're
used
from
to
Florida. I
this.
live in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
You're from Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's used to the cold. We're not.
Yeah.
I'm freezing here. My toes are numb.
We're, we lived in New York State for a long time.
Upstate, yeah.
Up in the snow belt, you know, like Albany,
Albany.
Schenectady, well,
Yeah.
near Schenectady.
Albany. Yeah, my sister had a house in Lake George.
Oh, we know
Yes,
like George very
yes,
well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I'm really from Jersey.
I really.
You're a Jersey
You look
girl.
like that Jersey girl.
I was born on Long Island.
Oh, really? Really?
Huntington Station or Huntington, whatever. I don't know. I don't remember. I was a
I
baby.
just wish that they would. That there was some way they could go search the properties.
My
out here.
question to you is, when Hunter told you that
I
she
have a
had
feeling.
went under water, did he tell you how long she may have stayed underwater, or when he knew
No.
how long he?
He was. He was.
Did he tell any of you guys how long she may have stayed under?
No, he just like I don't want to talk about it, and he would just
Even the
change.
police, he'd say, I don't remember. And they'd say about what, 10 seconds, 15 seconds?
And he get mad.
He wouldn't know. I don't think he knew.
Yeah, I don't think he knew either.
I don't think he.
I wouldn't know seconds.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm 73, but I wouldn't know seconds
No.
if you asked me.
Because you could drown in a teaspoon of water. half
Do
a
you
teaspoon of water.
think what may have shocked him is that maybe they got distracted and they looked over and she was
out farther and
out,
he had to go
like
get her?
maybe floating or
Well, and the
under the
TikTok, right?
water, and then they realized she was gone and went
And the
out there
TikTok
and it
video,
freaked him
he
out.
was right with her in the water.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
but maybe he had to go after her because she wandered out. Remember that one day we went and she wandered out, and I said, Candace, you gonna go down the current? She's way out there. It's way over.
Listen to this. So this is not the first event where Candace wasn't paying attention to Summer in the water. This is not the first time. Let's back that up just a little bit. The mouse will work. Listen to it.
Because you could drown in a teaspoon of water.
Do you think what may have shocked them is that maybe they got distracted and they looked over and she was
out farther and
out,
he had to go
like
get her?
maybe floating or under the water, and then they realized she was gone and went out there and it freaked them out.
He was right with her in the water.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
but maybe he had to go after her because she wandered out. Remember that one day we went and she wandered out, and I said, Candace, you gonna go down the current? She's way out there. It's way over her head. The girl don't know how to swim. I really don't want to go with my clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
The girl doesn't know how to swim. Did you guys hear that? Let's listen to it again. Let's listen to it again.
Floating or under the water, and then they realized she was gone and went out there and it freaked them out.
He was right with her in the water.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like
but maybe he had to go after her because she wandered out. Remember that one day we went and she wandered out, and I said, Candace, you gonna go down the current? She's way out there. It's way over her head. The girl don't know how to swim. I really don't want to go with my clothes on.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you know where Candace and Dawn met? Like, how did they even meet? Like,
they met in Utah.
Utah.
I don't know if it was Utah or if it was
Arkansas.
Do you guys know where they met at? Like, was it a church, a bar, at a restaurant?
I think they met.
She stole Donnie from his ex-wife.
Oh, so she was fooling around with him wherever he was living previously.
So clearly she doesn't mind messing in another lady's pond. You know, obviously that's how she acquired Don. That all rhymes, right? But again, we're finding out a lot of information. And the good thing is the reason why I saw Charlotte said every time I listen to this, I get something new out of it. It's because every time you've listened to it, you're listening to it from a different phone. Because this is from my phone. We heard JLR's phone. So we got different portions of the conversation with his phone because there's 3 people here and 4 of us, and we're all listening to either one, all, or some, right? So in the phones, depending on where we're positioned, is picking up another portion of the conversation that's not being heard by another phone. So there were no swimmies on this child. This child clearly did not know how to swim. So why she is in the water unattended by any adult, including Hunter. And I just want to say this again. There were supposedly 2 adults out there in that area. We don't know. Grandis gave us a lot of speculation that she may not have been there at all because of some of the statements she made with WJHL over the Ronnie Lawson comment. So it sounds to me like she was never even out there at the water hole as originally stated. But if she was, there's 2 grown adults out there. It is not Hunter's responsibility, a 15-year-old boy, to be responsible for a child of another person that's out there. That's their responsibility to make sure that their child's safe and doing what they're supposed to do. I do not believe Candace was at the water's edge like she alleged with Chris McDonough. I believe, truthfully, they were up at the cars, and we did show our where we were standing at Warriors Park and how far away the parking lot is from the water's edge. And it takes over 30 seconds to walk down there. So by the time they saw Summer underwater, it would have still been another 30 seconds before anybody got to her care to rescue her.
Sexy woman?
No. No.
Well, maybe to somebody who hasn't had it in a while, you know.
Yeah.
Oh! Oh, come on. You just turned that whole. Oh.
Well, you're. What's his face there? Like
She doesn't take a bath. How in the world could you be?
Right.
She wouldn't.
Well, she got her taxes.
Everybody knows that Candace did not take showers regularly. These ladies, I don't know if we've gotten to it, if it's already played. It may have played early on about how much she stunk She smelled bad. Candace smelled bad. She didn't shower regularly. Her children didn't shower regularly. They stated early on that the kids were lucky to have a bath once a week. You know, we heard yesterday in that interview with Jonathan out at Warriors Park, you know, he was wondering if that was her bath in that water to get clean. We don't know. We don't know. But to think of, I know that Dolly ran the mullet episode and speaks about this mullet. Can you imagine how stanky that mullet has got to be? It's kind of gross if you think about it. And to think that she's just bebopping along with everybody, anybody and everybody. She's looking for that D.
She came down to see me.
Really?
And
So she
took me
doesn't
out.
keep
She
clean
wanted
either.
to take me out.
No,
She's
God,
dirty.
She had all the kids.
The
The
dirt
kids were
like
dirty
stained her.
everything.
And
So she took
underarm
us to
deodorant.
Tilly's
She
to
didn't
eat.
put any on. She stunk.
She has
Wow.
body odor, and that was
Yes.
regular?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the
Oh.
time.
So nobody really took a shower but once a week in that home.
If that. The kids were lucky if they got a shower.
That's
but,
what a neighbor said.
but the little girl would
I
take a
took a
shower
shower
with
more
Daddy.
than anyone.
When we were there one night, he carried her naked downstairs
Oh my God.
and said that. She didn't even put a diaper on. She laid there. She was in bed all naked. But
So this is another event where Don took a shower with his daughter. So there's been multiple showers with this child. Multiple shower with this child. Somebody block that. Ugh, people. It's too darn early for you trolls. Go away.
things were running through my head.
I don't know. But she was the apple of his eye,
Yeah.
of the father.
She was Daddy's girl.
Candace didn't like it. She wanted boys, not a girl.
Mm.
Oh,
Okay.
she was supposed to give.
Candace wanted boys, not a
But she
girl.
was
Yeah.
supposed to give the
She
girl
was
up.
supposed to give Summer up to her mom when Summer was born because she was a girl.
But Donnie wouldn't let her.
Donnie wouldn't let her.
Donnie and Donnie and Candace's mother fought a lot. I was there for that one too.
About what?
Said that she had to leave, get off his property, and blah blah blah. And
Please don't put this
you're not
on.
going to get,
Yeah.
you're not going to get
Yeah.
Summer and stuff like that.
Please
And I
tell
went
him
out and
to.
talked to him. He was drunk. He was going to
Yeah.
do something stupid. They have guns in the house. They showed me. We fooled around a couple of times. But he's taught the kids how to shoot guns, and I'm like, oh God, that's not good.
So he's had guns in his possession many times.
They were locked up in the house.
Gotcha.
She knows that.
So they weren't Candace's guns; they
And
were his
you were there
guns.
when he shot me in the side.
No, I wasn't there.
He shot you in the side with a gun, or
Hunter did.
Oh.
The BB gun.
oh, okay.
A BB gun. We were playing around
Yeah,
with horsing
I've been
around.
shot with a BB gun. That's no fun. I've been shot with a paintball gun. That hurt
But in the
worse.
side. Yeah,
That hurt worse.
yeah, she knows that.
I had a big bruise, so big that it went down in my thigh from a paintball gun.
Yeah.
Allie likes paintball guns.
So I really don't want to hear this on
No.
Facebook. This is just us talking.
Yeah, no.
You know, I have to say, I'm
Oh, well. Here we go.
sorry that you guys are going through this, and I'm so sorry that Hunter is traumatized. And I believe what you believe. I believe that the grandmother is absolutely evil,
Mhm.
and that they are
The
part
mother
of.
is evil too.
I don't care. It's out.
I believe that.
She
Yeah.
threatened me one night that I was having problems with my granddaughter because they wanted to stay. And I said, no, you're going home. You're not allowed to stay
Yeah.
up here no more. And me and Candace almost got in a fist fight on the driveway. She goes, don't make me hit you, Sherry. I said, listen, Candace, you're done. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
I said, what goes? They come up.
I also want to express, they're talking about how violent Candace is. This Candace that we are seeing on YouTube about, if people want to be mean to me, just, they can just be mean to me. I'm, this nice, sweet person. Now, mind you, this is the same woman, Candace is the same woman that threatened to blow Allie's head off. It's the same woman that's threatening to beat up Sherry, her mother. The idea that Candace is this sweet, innocent woman that's not a violent individual is incorrect. I mean, we've got multiple arrest records for her, multiple mugshots for her. Let's see if I can get them up. Multiple. These are her mugshots from Wisconsin when she was beating her children. When she threatened a CPS worker with a shotgun for coming to remove her kids from her home. And again, not acquired from the internet. These were acquired through public record requests.
And hang out and play, but they're not allowed to spend the night here no more. And you know the reason why.
Yeah.
And she was drunk, and we got into it. And I just stood there, and I was like waiting, and I would have dropped her.
Right.
Oh, she goes up there.
Yeah, that's my psycho kitty.
Can you help us find someone?
Drink like
Every day, every day, at around 4 or 5 o'clock in
She's
the
so lovable.
afternoon.
She'll walk up
Never
around my
cook
neck
them
and get
dinner.
my hair. And
They
I'm
were
like,
always hungry. So when I invited them down to my
Straight go to
house,
my pocketbook.
Kids were always hungry. Always hungry. Goes back to that, neglect. Nutritional neglect.
I always cooked.
You're gonna fall.
She ain't got a fall. She goes up there all the time.
And there was times I
watch
even
her
let
when I'm sitting in there.
her kids spend the night at my house.
Yeah.
But she was also letting my grandchildren sleep with her boys.
Oh, your granddaughters.
Yeah. And we heard about that from Jose, right? A little twisted. Jose explained what happened. Kids looking through a peephole. You guys remember that conversation? Not good. These children should not have been put through that.
Yesterday, a woman pulled up. She was like, I believe Candace is a pedophile. And we both of them were like, what?
Yeah, it was.
And then another woman drove past us, and she came back 15 minutes later, and she's scared. She stopped and goes, what's up? And I go, we're just here looking for Summer.
And she just went bloop with all this information.
Don't put me on the YouTube, but she didn't care we were recording, just don't put her on YouTube, which I didn't. So,
What'd she look like?
She was at the top of the mountain on the other side.
I know.
She had the teased hair and the glasses. She was looking over the glasses.
She looked nice.
She was pretty. She had nails done.
Yeah,
That's the one house where I thought they were selling. I went and asked if they were selling the house.
They had a for sale sign outside their house.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was like,
I
She
checked into
wanted
that.
to talk to us, and she said these people are evil. These people are disgusting. She said, TBI never came, right? She said, TBI never came and talked to us. And I live right there. She goes, I hear the F word all the time. She goes, if they're yelling, we hear it. So we're down there at the bottom, and we heard Candace giggling with Benny Keys. That gross guy, Benny Keys, was at the property all
don't know
day.
him.
Don't know him.
He's a felon.
He's a
He came from
YouTuber.
he came from
He's a felon.
Texas.
He's nasty.
They're trying to get their boys back.
Wait.
You know him.
Is that the one that wears the purple hair? He goes by.
No, he's Blood Money, Benny
Blood
Keys.
Money Benny Keys is
No,
really bad.
I don't know him.
He's
He's at the
disgusting.
house now.
There was another one that
She's probably
was.
going to bed with him.
There's another.
Yeah.
I
guy.
suspect that.
There was another guy.
Well, check, and check. He ain't sleeping with her no more because he's going after her now. Ernie's got her. Yeah. They didn't even know who he was. These ladies didn't even know who Benny was. And what did they say? Oh, she's probably sleeping with him too. I mean, these are the people that were in and around the Wells that know them better than anybody else. And this is their thoughts on them and what they've done.
I suspect.
Oh,
But he's a
and her the way she
transgender.
treats her animals. You can
He was
ask the
on,
17-year-old in there.
He's got a
What kind of
YouTube
animals
channel.
They had
What was his
dogs.
name?
We had
Angel?
two.
They probably don't have dogs.
I
They
can't
had
remember.
dogs?
Raven.
They had dogs.
Raven.
They,
Raven.
Is that her name?
That was
we
the
named
guy's
two
name that
of
was.
them,
Oh, his
and
name's-
then
He's a YouTuber.
we had to give them
Raven.
back. I made her take them back.
I don't know how big his channel is, but he
One
told me
was,
it's like a medium and everything.
Oh, well, I don't deal with that.
Hennessy,
I don't.
and the other one we named was River, and I nicknamed her River Monster
Yeah.
because she was
What
just a
bothers
terror.
me is
Did they abuse
when
them?
she,
Yes.
um,
We were up there one
Psychic
time. We went up there to
said,
see
"Oh,
the
we
new
talked
batch of
to
puppies
Summer."
at the
And
time.
explain to me how a child goes
um,
missing with 21 dogs on that property.
Yes,
How many?
21,
21.
counting.
21 dogs, folks. People called me a liar about that too. 21 dogs on the top of that mountain the day that Summer went missing. I am sorry. With that many dogs, with that, you guys seen where the Grandis's trailer was to the door that they go into the kitchen at, which, you know, they had scaffolding getting up there. I don't know how safe that was, but all these things going on, you hear that and you're wondering, how in the world can this child be abducted? Again, no possibility of an abduction. Why? Don't you think at this point, this stage in the game, if somebody was lying and waiting in the bushes, they would be able to tell that? Do you think that at this point, if somebody was lying in wait or came up there and snatched her with all the dogs, the scent dogs and everything else, they wouldn't have picked up on that scent? Right? Nobody was taking care of those dogs. You know, Jonathan Lee Riches worked very hard to get many of those dogs turned over to the Humane Society, which he was successful with the help of the community to facilitate that. So there was a lot of dogs that were removed from that property. When we went back the second time, there were still about 6 or 7 dogs still there. And Candace has been gone for weeks. And many of you know, I reached out to the Humane Society again for a welfare check on the dogs and publicized it. Next thing you know, Candace is going back home. Why? Probably because nobody was taking care of those dogs. The dogs that are just strays that don't belong to them, by the way.
And the mother
she
of the-
shot
yeah, 'cause
Hennessy in the ass with a BB gun.
Who's she?
Candace.
dog kept getting pregnant.
My granddaughter
Having
is in there as a
puppies.
witness to that one because we went up there to see
So
the dog.
how's
Right,
the child
Sherry,
gonna go
don't
missing?
drag True in.
I'm just saying.
How's a child gonna go missing with 21 dogs on that property? That
Because those dogs would greet you at the bottom of the driveway. If they don't know you,
I
you
wouldn't
ain't
get
getting
out
up
of the
there.
car.
Dogs now.
Dr. Phillips.
I don't know.
They asked
That
for
I
that
don't
in
know.
City
So
Hall.
what, how
It pissed
else
me
would
off.
they abuse
What do
dogs?
I do piss you off?
Well, I
not
do
even
know
for the
that.
first 5
They
seconds, and
must
it's
have
not
kicked
showing no
one in
remorse or
the
nothing
butt
for that
or
child.
something.
Well, did you hear her reaction when he said,
Something like that. But
"What
I
would
guess- I
you,
think they
whoever
killed him.
took her, what do you want to happen
Throw
to
him
her?"
over the.
She said she
I'm a
wanted
big man.
some. She
Because
Go to
wanted,
jail
kids will
for a
come
really
back and
long
say
time,
that.
right?
and then
The
there was
other
another
dogs
part. I
were
don't know if you
trying
catched
to
it, but she
dig
says,
up the
"I hope
carcass
they
or
get
whatever.
tormented like
But they also had a
my
cat,
daughters get tormented."
and
then
they
she
wanted
said
to cut the
something
leg
about,
off.
"I feel like I'm getting
Of a cat
interrogated
that
all
got
over
chewed
again."
up
She
by
got up
one of
and
the
left the room.
dogs.
I'm like,
The one that got
There
killed.
you go. You just heard Sherry say a cat got chewed up by one of the dogs. Remember Jose coming out and saying how Don pitched a cat, Summer's cat, out the door and the cat was mauled by the dogs right in front of her eyes? This is corroborating information from Sherry. Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that again.
nothing for that
Or
child.
something.
Well, did you hear her reaction when he said,
Something like that. But
"What
I
would
guess-
you,
I think they
whoever
killed him.
took her, what do you want to happen to
Throw him
her?"
over the.
She said she
I'm a
wanted
big man.
some. She
Because
Go to
wanted,
jail
kids will
for a
come
really
back and
long
say
time,
that.
right?
and then
The
there was
other
another
dogs
part.
were
I don't know if
trying
you
to
catched it, but
dig
she
up
says,
the
"I hope
carcass
they
or
get
whatever.
tormented like
But they also had a
my
cat,
daughters get tormented."
and
And then
they
she
wanted
said
to cut
something
the
about,
leg off
"I feel like I'm getting
of a cat
interrogated
that
all
got
over
chewed
again."
up
She
by
got up
one of
and
the
left the room.
dogs.
I'm like,
The one
Cat
that.
got chewed up by one of the dogs.
And
Don
I said, no,
we-
don't. They
her
were literally going to
and
do
her
it.
Yeah.
And the kids freaked out and
18-year-old
everything. And I flipped out.
sold
And I
Summer, and we have
lost
these
it.
kids.
Said, don't.
"Oh,
We'll
come
go
on."
get splints and splint it.
You would have seen her. You can't keep a kid in the house.
Not them.
They're trying to blame it on everybody else but themselves.
Right.
I'm sorry.
What's
Is
your
it
take on
Candace?
them going on all these podcasts, like for claiming their innocence? I mean, what's that about?
What do you think, Don? Why do you think Don does that? Because you know what he said to us last night? She said, how can
help you. And he goes, just be my friend.
Yeah, that's what they say. Be my friend.
They'll talk
And
to
then
anybody.
Then he agreed to meet with me if I watched this video on the 7-day Adventist, this prophecy
Oh, yeah.
2.0, but it was about a guy over in some Madagascar,
India or
that
something like
that murdered 10 people and seeked salvation in the church.
What is up with that thing about India? There was something new on there. It was in the video where he said that Bear Bear had a body from hell or something like that. It's in the beginning, something about, because people were asking questions. Something about it was India and they went back to India, or Don went to India or something. I'm like, what? Yeah.
He ended the conversation with me saying we need to pray for the people that are being slaughtered in North Korea.
That would be done.
We all heard it. We were all together.
That was what he ended the conversation. Not what we need to pray for Summer. We need to pray for her safe return home. When I asked him about Summer, he indicated, he goes, "There's evil in this world. Like basically, she's dead." And you know,
oh, but before she was,
they would have people coming
drug trafficked and
drug dealers
doing sex.
Yeah. Oh, that's what he said.
He said too.
So
he said that.
I never knew that he said that he thought that it was possible that she was sex trafficked. I never heard that. He said it. You heard him say it?
Yeah, he said it right on YouTube and everything.
I'll ask Tiffany about that. See if we can find that clip.
And obviously, you guys don't believe that.
No, not at all.
A lot of people.
And not even that she was taken by the cartel. Come on now.
I know.
Cornbread.
What did you?
So these people are sitting here saying that they don't believe she was taken. They've been at that mountain. They know how hard it is to navigate that their house. These people are saying that they don't believe that she was, trafficked in any way. These folks are sitting there stating on the record that they believe Candace and Don had something to do with the disappearance of their daughter. Many people have come to that conclusion and have distanced themselves from the Wells. The Wells literally have no one except a handful of people. And even those handful of people, such as Benny Keys, right, has turned on him. Because even he believed, and I said that many times, there's no way this dude believes that these people are innocent. I don't care what he is saying. And I've said that over and over again until I had the conversation with him. And then it was like, okay, I do believe that he's in this for a different reason. He doesn't believe these people. But, at the end of the day, I still didn't like the lying and the manipulation of his channel. And these people are just sheep. They just follow him right into whatever he says they believe. If he says they're guilty, they're guilty. If he says they're innocent, they're innocent. They literally can't think for themselves. It's like, folks, open your head and stick your brain back inside.
What do you think about Candace's prank call? Don was arrested. They got him. It's Boston.
Yeah,
what did you think of that?
I thought it was so funny.
I didn't know about that.
I didn't believe it.
I was like, they're officially making this a joke. It's a joke.
Candace did that?
Yeah.
She did that to his sister-in-law.
Yeah, to her
Called
sister-in-law.
Don's sister and said they took Don away. The FBI came and took him away to
And they're
Boston.
beating him and torturing him.
And I don't know when
and
he's
it was a big
coming
lie.
home.
It was a big lie. And Andra, like, to really get into this, like, it's long, it's heavy, it's draining, and it's confusing.
Wow.
Right? It's confusing.
Yeah.
And they're self-medicated. It seems like they're always loaded.
What they're gonna do? They're gonna hurt them. They're out there hurting them.
This is what pissed me off. Okay, really pissed me off. All the people, she had this thing on Facebook where you could give her money in her name, and she was seen in Just Jump
there, but she was also seen after Summer went missing. She was also seen at Walmart buying a phone.
Yeah,
cell phone.
But also,
She
wait
got
a
her
minute, wait. Just can I finish?
Yes.
Before you butt in, she was at Just Jump, and the woman took a picture of her. She was showing all this money she had. She only had one kid with her.
Yep, one of the boys.
Just Jump. Okay.
Now, she got banned from Walmart. She's supposed to be banned from all Walmarts because she went in there to get a phone one day and she threatened them about blowing them up.
Yes, we did hear about that.
She got arrested. I was there with her when she got arrested.
You were there when she got arrested.
And she wasn't arrested. She was detained. She opted not to go to jail for that. They ended up issuing her she cannot go to any Walmart. She is literally barred from all the Walmarts in the country. Like it takes a lot of effort to be banned from Walmart of all places. And not only just banned from Kingsport Walmart, all Walmarts across the country. All Walmarts across the country.
She got a ticket. She got arrested.
Cited,
but they gave her a ticket.
and she's banned from Walmart. Candace,
Yes.
Which Walmart was that?
Fort Henry Drive. That was.
that's the one that
What
I
was the
passed.
issue?
I said that.
What happened in there? What happened?
We were. She came and got me. She said she had to go to the store to get a phone. I said, all right, we'll go to whatever Walmart you want to go to. She wanted to go to that one where Ellie worked. She wanted to go to Fort Henry Drive, right? The kids were hungry, so she got them something to eat. So we go to Fort Henry Drive. We go in Walmart. Kids are acting up. And then she gets the phone, and then they wanted a toy. She goes, all right, shut the hell up. I'll go get your toy. And we're down toy aisle. She was arguing with a little one about one. The boys are running around trying to find it. All of a sudden, all you seen is like 5 police coming down the aisle and say, what's going on, ladies? I go, I didn't do it. I didn't do anything. I don't even know why you're here. And then they said something about she threatened to blow up Walmarts. And she did say that over there.
Did you hear her say it?
Yeah, I was standing next to her.
What was their issue?
When she got the phone, she wanted them to help her set it up. And they said that she couldn't because it was a new policy or something. So she got mad and says, somebody should come and blow this place up.
Like I said,
So that's the real Candace. That's the real nasty, vile Candace, not the one that you see portrayed on these YouTube videos. Candace is nasty, she's filthy, she's dirty, and she's violent.
And that's why they called the cops. And that's why like 5, 6 officers came.
What was this last year? When did this happen?
Here.
Last year,
one of my friends, she goes,
tax time.
I just seen True running through my backyard.
almost a
I
year.
said, go
Using
grab
her
her
tax
now.
money.
Yeah. That's
And
how
she
we
tried
went
and
out.
she
Is she on welfare?
What do you want me to do? I
No,
said,
she wanted to do welfare because
she
Donnie
wouldn't
worked.
do any type of
Did she do
government
any-
assistance.
nothing?
Those kids have no
Nothing.
insurance, no nothing.
Nothing.
Because listen, I'll
Did
tell you.
Johnny make
I was
money?
money? This one.
No.
We're up.
Not
We're
really.
up at her house. She was drinking. She was out of it, drunk. All the kids were outside playing. Waylon and Wyatt were by the dirt bikes, and I said, "Don't let them play with the dirt bikes, because they're gonna get hurt." I mean, I won't even buy my kid a beat up dirt bike like that. No. And next thing you know, little Waylon came inside. He's screaming bloody murder. He had cut the bottom of his foot open.
Oh, Jesus.
Really nasty. I mean, it needed stitches. Yeah. And I said, Candace couldn't even hold her own son, wash his foot off or nothing. I picked him up, put him in the sink, washed his foot off so I could see where the cut was, how bad it was. I said, he needs to go to the hospital. He needs stitches. I looked at her mother. I said, let's go. We got to go take him to the emergency room. No. Well, she was giving me all of his information, but then when it came time for insurance, she goes, you can't bring him because we don't have no insurance.
Same thing when he burnt his hand down on the
And so this brings us to the next factor, and I believe somebody else, another creator, grabbed Jonathan's clip and did the same analysis. But people keep wondering if something happened to Summer where she needed medical attention, why didn't the parents not get her the medical attention she needed? Maybe it's because they feared going to the hospital because they didn't have health insurance.
Oven
down in the basement.
with
It was bad. It was like a third,
So then
fourth
she
degree
dropped me off at
burn.
home.
It was nasty.
She said, I'm going to take him to
So-
the emergency room. No, they left for Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So they just went to Wisconsin without going to the emergency room?
Yep.
Wow.
So these kids were just abused all.
They were.
I bet you if they knew all that stuff, they'd never get them kids back.
They don't deserve those kids.
They
Those
never
kids deserve a loving.
And did you guys tell all this to the TBI and everything? So they're well aware of all of this information.
Oh yeah.
And CPS when a call came in saying that I was giving my grandkids weed, and then when they came and talked to my kids said no, it wasn't my nana, it was Candace.
Wow.
And the next, yes, my grandkids weed.
So again, multiple allegations of contributing to the delinquency of a minor. And these people are escaping responsibility, escaping accountability. The law enforcement in Tennessee has done squat. And people say, well, it's her word against his. No. There is a pattern of behavior here that is well documented and can be used in that particular court hearing. Period. There is no good excuse why the Wells are going unaccounted, not being accountable, being held accountable by law enforcement. There is no good reason. And this stuff has transpired over years. Law enforcement has had this for years. I've got incident cards going back to, I think we could go 18 months back. We have incident cards for the whole 18 months. Can you imagine if I could have literally pulled the incident cards for the full 10 years? Can you imagine what's gone on up at that mountain?
And the next day when they found out CPS was at my house, that's when they came down and made my granddaughter flip out.
Mm-hmm.
And said, what'd you tell him? What'd you tell him? What'd you tell him?
Yeah.
And blah, blah.
So, again, not the first time that Candace has come to the house to interrogate one of their children related to a claim that was made by them. Coming there to intimidate them and harass them over what they may have said. So, again, pattern of behavior here. This is not the first time. Her going and addressing Hunter wasn't the first time that she's gone over to their house to interrogate one of the children that live in that house that have said something or potentially said something that could have criminally charged Candace. Let's go back and listen to that. We're almost done, folks.
Saying that I was giving my grandkids weed, and then when they came and talked to my kids said, no, it wasn't my Nana, it was Candace.
Wow.
Yes, my grandkids weed. And the next day when they found out CPS was at my house, that's when they came down and made my granddaughter flip out.
Mm-hmm.
And said, what'd you tell him? What'd you tell him? What'd you tell him?
Yeah.
And blah, 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 threatened her.
Yeah.
What you were obviously Candace's friend at one point. What kind of drugs was she on, or that you know of her being on?
I know that she smoked weed and she was drinking, but then my suspicions came that she was doing stuff heavier, like besides popping pills and doing
like
meth or
what do you mean heavier?
She admitted to me before that she was an ex-meth head.
Yeah, that's it.
So the probability of her being on meth is probably high.
All right, another question. Did Don Wells ever cheat on Candace?
Yes.
With
She
who?
wants down.
I don't know
She
what
wants
who,
me.
I know when he was in Utah,
Go get
Candace
your
was getting mad at him because he was bouncing from his dad's house to.
Yeah, but he even
woman's
had some
house.
loco too, but I don't know who they were.
Yes, dear. See, this is what I get.
Okay.
Thank you. God bless you.
Yeah, because I just looked at the time.
We'll keep you informed. We'll come back.
We're
if we know
definitely
something.
falling.
Are we welcome to come back and just
Following
talk?
our time.
And there you have it, folks. That was the full interview with Allie. I was not going to post that, but since there was other people posting it, I figured, well, it's already out there. Might as well talk about it. Might as well break it down as we're going through the past 10 months of what has happened and transpired in the Summer Wells case and her disappearance. And again, as you start seeing all these things unfolding, you can see that this is why they are the primary persons of interest in the disappearance of their child. Now, according to Ronnie Lawson, nobody's been removed from the list, and that may be true. When we were out in Moab, Utah, we went there with 5 high persons of interest. Most of those people went to the bottom of the list. We never removed them from the list either. But they were so low on the list, they could have been removed. So even though people haven't been removed and you hear law enforcement say that, they're still moved to the bottom of that list. And the people that are still on the top of that list are the Wells and the Blyes and the Harrers, right? So I hope for many of you that are just seeing that for the first time, many of you guys haven't. Many of you guys have. But these are the people that were in the Wells life and around the Wells more than anybody and have the most information about them. And we were able to speak to them. We were able to get them on the record. And as you guys see, you know, we were outside, we were on the sidewalk, we were in the public domain. We had a nice conversation with these folks. You know, there was a lot that transpired on that Wells property. And as they stated multiple times, they've let TBI know all of this. So TBI has all this information, has all this evidence against the Wells about unrelated crimes against not only their children, but other children that were victimized in that area. And they have done nothing to hold the Wells and the Blyes and the Harrers of that bill accountable. At one point, we heard that Grandis was the shot caller of the Hill. And we have to look back and see who has been there between two disappearances of family members. Grandis's daughter disappeared and Grandis's granddaughter disappeared. Neither one have been found. I find that odd. I find it odd that Candace gets drunk and knows exactly where her sister is, yet she was never in the state or in the town where her sister disappeared from at the time. Most people can go a whole entire lifetime without having one person in their family disappear. Think of the probability of having two. All right, folks, we have went over our time. I hope you guys had a wonderful Tuesday spending it with me. I appreciate it. Again, for those, if you could go down and like this, give me a thumbs up. It is free to tell me thank you. We are going to continue to roll out content on Summer Wells. We're going to continue to take deep dives into the changes of, oh, good Lord. You realize that I've already removed. There we go. So, sorry, we have a troll in here, but they don't realize that they're being removed and their stuff's not going to prevent this thing from, from getting out there and being monetized. So keep working at it, best cams. But you will continue to be blocked. And if you continue to come in here, I will just set parameters so you can't respond. Simple. Anyways, for that, guys, have a great day. Have a great afternoon. And tomorrow will be hump day. So see you guys soon. Love you guys. God bless. Go make it a great day.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.